Oh, we missed you. We missed you so much. Welcome to it. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new week. Good morning, sunshine. How are you, Boykie? Good, man. So good to be connecting with you.
Yeah.
And, of course, you guys, hopefully you had an amazing weekend.
Right, it's such an amazing weekend. Last night was very stressful. Why? Because League Cup final, man.
Oh, my word.
You'll never walk alone.
I'm not wearing my armor yet. I should have known. I should have braced myself.
Yes.
It's okay. Enjoy it, dude. Enjoy your moment in the sun. That's what Mondays are all about. Reconnecting and, of course, savouring the bragging rights from the sporting weekend. We'll chew on a little bit of that gristle. But, of course, we've got the perfect way to kick-start your week on just the right note by turning, I think, a mediocre day into an absolute feel-good day, despite how bad you might be feeling right now. And let's hone in on that this morning.
Exactly that. And we've got such an incredible, but more importantly, a prevalent topic that is making news headlines. We're talking about child bullying at school. Now, we're bringing the founder and trustee of 1000 Women Trust, Tina Thiert, as well as school teacher and content creator Amy Davies, I think, as well as Lorraine coming through. So we've got an incredible panel and a few guests helping us find solutions to both the fact that teachers are involved in this, we've got kids involved in this. It's a global issue that we're trying to address from all angles.
Social phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's not just individuals, and I think we have to be very careful not just to point a finger and then not find the solution as a result. It's quite complex. We're going to get some amazing responses this morning. Then we're going to temper that just a little bit, take the load off and get into the kitchen. We are cooking up some amazing dishes with probably the most humble of all the humble ingredients. He is a hero today. He's super potato. We are going to be making smashed potato, pizza muffins, broccoli mashed potatoes, crispy honey, garlic and rosemary roast potatoes. Maybe I should have started with that one. Oh, my
How many ways
word.
can you say yum? I'm absolutely looking forward to this. But finally, we also got entertainment coming through. And entertaining us this morning is singer and songwriter Analisa Biso. Absolutely gifted when it comes to the vocals. An entire band to accompany her, and it's going to be just spectacular.
I should have known when I walked in and everyone had like a glisten in their eye when I walked in, just from the sound check, okay? Absolutely awesome. But of course, we need your help, most importantly, this morning. And I say we loosely, Zozo needs your help. It's time to get dressed. Zoe, how can we help out?
Oh, well, listen, I do need your help. A very good morning to you. It is Monday. I'm one of those individuals, a cupboard full of clothes, and I don't know what to wear, but you are here to help me. So I'm wearing a blank canvas today, and we thought, at Monday, we need some colors. So you have two options to choose from as we transition from warm weather to cooler weather. And we have this beautiful lace-up khaki dress that we're going to pair with a sparkly heel. This is option one. We also have a very lovely little belt that we will use to singe in the waist, because yes, you want the waist to be shown. So that is option one for today. Then option two, we're going more for the transitional look. We've got a really cute pair of straight leg denims, this cute little textured cardigan, and we're going to pair that with some really cute cowboy boots. So that is option two. Now the choice is completely up to you. Go and vote. Are we going to go for option one or option two, being the pants and the knitted sweater? Let me know. Go and cast your vote on Expresso's social media pages. That's on Instagram as well as Facebook. Cast your vote and the winning look will be rocked for the rest of the show. So it really is completely up to you what I get to wear today. But we're going to kick off with official duties and take a look at what's happening on social media.
Women's Modal Tees, only $149 each when you buy two. Only Stay New technology keeps it looking newer for longer. The only t-shirt to choose.
Oh, Parenting 101. Let's connect with you and get the conversation started on our WhatsApp line and all of our social media pages. We want to hear from you, get your advice, and in fact, those moments to inspire us and our little ones. We know it is terrifying as a parent, and I can speak from my own experience. When you send your child to school, you hope they're going to be okay. You can't treat them with kid gloves. You can't go there and protect them. You've got to hope that they're going to stand on their own 2 feet. So we want to hear from you. Is there a particular moment that you are so proud of your child for either standing up for themselves, maybe using a soft touch, maybe being strong when they're really soft, something that really made you proud of how they handled themselves in a very difficult situation. Because ultimately, they've got to stand on their own 2 feet and be able to do that for themselves. Share your voice notes, 063-408-8863. This morning, the whole morning, we're going to hone in on bullying at school. What drives that and how can we empower our kids to stand tall on their own or together with their friends? I love this conversation. So keep those voice notes coming. You can hit us up on all of our social media platforms. At Expresso Show is the handle to use. But let's give you a few more talking points, get into some news, and yes, Ryle, some very happy sporting headlines in just a moment.
Official duties must commence, and it's time for our national news headlines. First up, now Limpopo police have arrested 3 foreigners in connection with the murder of a German tourist yesterday in Northam near Tabazimbi. Now, the police say the 74-year-old German arrived in Lepelala yesterday by car from Botswana, and this is where he offered a hitchhiker a lift. Now, they stopped in Moruleng to pick up 2 of the hitchhiker's friends, and after a while, the suspects assaulted the tourist, robbed him, and demanded his bank code. Then they subsequently threw him out of the car on a farm road where security guards came across his body. Well, next up in our headlines, at least 9 people have died when their bus overturned on the R33 between Vryheid and Paul Pietersburg in the north of KwaZulu-Natal. Now, the bus was traveling from KwaZulu-Natal to Mpumalanga with ANC supporters who had attended the party's election manifesto launch in Durban yesterday. Now, dozens of passengers were also injured and were admitted to surrounding hospitals. Now, at this stage, it is still unclear what led to the accident. While moving over to international headlines, and a huge crowd has attended the state funeral of Namibian President Hage Geingob following his death at the age of 82 from cancer. Now, he was interred as a mausoleum at Heroes Acre in the capital Windhoek, where mourners paid tribute to a man they hailed as a nation builder and a Pan-African hero. Now, his funeral marked the culmination of 3 weeks of mourning, and his death has led to a surge in patriotism. Thousands of people, many bearing the Namibian flag, lined the streets as his casket was driven through Windhoek on Friday and Saturday. Well, next up in our headlines, the body of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, who died unexpectedly 9 days ago, where he was being held in a penal camp in Siberia, which could finally be claimed by his mother. Now, his mother, Yulia, had been trying to claim her son's body from the mortuary in the city of Sailkard for days. Now, she was reportedly threatened that Navalny would be buried somewhere in the penal camp if the family did not agree to bury him privately. Now, details about the funeral are still unknown. Well, lastly, something to motivate many South Africans. A mother of 2 has completed a solo row race across the Atlantic Ocean, almost 5,000 kilometers, and she's already planning another. Now, Leanne Maiden, 42 years old, who lives in Bearsden in East Durbantonshire, Scotland, is the first SA woman to achieve this feat. Now, during the epic quest, she navigated 6-meter waves, swinging temperatures, a capsized boat, as well as sleep deprivation and salt sores. And, most important, she conquered the psychological challenge of being on her own for more than 2 months. Now, Leanne says she plans to walk Scotland's 155-kilometer West Highland Way with her 8-year-old son, Roarid, this summer. But for time being, she says she's going to enjoy a wee rest and being a mother. Well, I definitely can't commend you on anything other than the incredible achievements, not only as a mother, but on this incredible performance too. For now, though, we'll dive into what's now fitting, and I think the rest of the sport headlines, and hopefully we can talk about Liverpool's incredible results last night.
Oh, buddy, I was going to make you wait, but I think the people will come for me. So let's start with the silverware, the first big silverware of the Premier League season. Liverpool, they clinched a dramatic League Cup victory with a late header from Virgil van Dijk, securing a 1-0 win against Chelsea at Wembley. So despite controversy over a disallowed goal, Van Dijk's decisive strike secured Liverpool's 10th League Cup triumph, and an important one. The win sets a promising tone as, of course, Klopp prepares to bid farewell at the end of the season, with Liverpool chasing multiple multiple titles across various competitions, and it looks like they can do it. Now let's bring it back home for a bit of a fairy tale story over the weekend. Kaizer Chiefs, they suffered a shocking upset in the Nedbank Cup last 32, losing to a 10-man Milford FC in a penalty shootout that was after a goalless draw. So despite their lower league status and being a man down, Milford frustrated the Premiership side with solid defence and some heroic saves from their goalkeeper, Sipamanda Kleza. The defeat extends Chiefs' trophy drought now, ending their hopes of silverware for the season, sadly. Now let's turn to rugby, and not the best weekend out for the Blitzboks, but Selvin Davids did salvage some pride. He led the Springbok Sevens team to a convincing 24-7 victory over Australia, securing their 9th place at the Vancouver Sevens. So Davids, he played a pivotal role in all 4 tries, in fact, showcasing some remarkable defence and then setting up some crucial scoring opportunities on the back of that. The team now prepares for a bit of a turnaround, hopefully in the upcoming Los Angeles Sevens tournament, expecting another challenging pool stage, so we're going to have to be on the money from the onset. Now let's look at the 15-man game, and a big one for Italy as they came close to securing their first away win against France in nearly 3 decades, but fell agonisingly close, settling for a 13-all draw in their Six Nations encounter. Paolo Garbisi's last-minute penalty hitting the post, denying Italy victory, and some tears there on the field as a result. Well, despite France playing with 14 men in the second half, they managed to hold on for a draw with Charles Olivon's try and then 3 penalties by Tomas Ramos contributing to that scoreline. We'll continue to chat on all the sports and gristle, so weigh in who you're happy about winning, who you're even happier about losing this weekend. We want to hear from you. Hit us up on our socials. But right now, brand new week with some brand new weather news and possibly some warnings to take in.
Thank you, Graham. And we start off with some news from the South African Weather Services. They've issued several warnings for today. A yellow level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms resulting in strong winds, excessive lightning and heavy downpours, leading to localized damage to infrastructure, localized flooding of susceptible areas, roads and low-lying bridges over the western parts of Mpumalanga, the western Bushveld and the southwestern parts of Limpopo, as well as Gauteng. Moreover, there's a yellow level 2 warning for damaging winds resulting in difficulty in navigation, as well as localized disruption of small harbors and ports, and that's expected between Cape Columbine and Cape Agulhas this afternoon into tomorrow. There's also a warning for extreme high fire danger conditions that can be expected over the David Kruiper municipality of the Northern Cape, the Machabeng municipality of the Free State, as well as the Musina municipality in Limpopo. Well, we're going to kick off this morning with one of your sunrise views, and Daphne Fredericks is kicking us off all the way from Sydenham in Durban. Look at that beautiful sunrise view. Daphne, thank you for that. And if you would love to share yours with us, do so on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863. But let's take a look at your temperatures for your Monday.
I suppose we should be relieved it's not above 40 in Uppington, which is always kind of my litmus test. But again, stay safe. As you can see, I was waiting for you to do a flick-flack off the board. Come on.
No, I'll do a seated squat.
Okay, there we go. Well done, well done. She still got it, ladies and gents. That's actually called the Little Thumper. Too cute. Yes, the kids and Ryle, the big kid, are going to have some fun with a beautiful kids-inspired workout. A great way to empower your child ahead of our theme, bullying, this morning.
Very exciting stuff for us to unpack today, including weekend highlights. We're going to share some of ours. We would love for you to share yours. Get involved in the conversation. Our number is 063 408 8863. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, not a dry eye, dry leg, dry arm in the house. Hopefully we are feeling fully nourished after a very rewarding and fun-filled weekend. It's so good to connect. You know, I think people forget that this is who we are. So when we live our lives, we live it like this every day. So we need to catch up with each other as much as we need to catch up with you guys as well. So we always take a moment on a Monday to go through some of our weekend highlights. Zoe and I are rather boring people who don't get up to huge amounts.
Well, you know what? This is one of those weekends where we just wanted to recharge our batteries. Unfortunately, I didn't take any photos on Saturday, but Lean Girl, Angie Doberman, I've been a huge fan of hers from when I came across her Instagram page, and I've been so bummed that every time she's been on the show, I have not been here. And she did on Saturday morning a guided soul stroll. So, you know, you get those headphones and there was calm music playing and we walked along the prom and there was guided meditation. So I just took that moment to be purposefully not want to be on my phone. So it was constantly in my bag and I just soaked in every moment of her wisdom, her husband's wisdom, but it was just really empowering to meet a group of wonderful ladies that's all on a similar life journey.
We were talking about that synchronicity a little bit earlier this morning. Sometimes you can plug into that.
Yes.
You don't have to wait for your rhythm to be there. You can actually set it like that. Well done, man.
That was my activity for the weekend, and then we made a Christmas bed and watched movies.
And we definitely don't want photos from the Christmas bed, guys. Okay, not on early on a Monday morning. I love that. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Buddy, Do I need to ask? Okay, you watched the football last night with
Of course
glee
I
and
did,
excitement,
yeah.
I'm assuming.
That,
So
that
well
was
done
a
for
great
that.
end to the weekend, obviously seeing Liverpool do the best. Yeah, but it was a weekend full of life-saving for me. Going back to an activity that I absolutely loved. From the junior senior side, there was something called Western Province Champs happening at Milnerton Beach. But then concurrently, I ran a workshop with some of the younger kids at Big Bay Beach. So these are kids from the age of like 6 years old to 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
So just imparting like some of the skills I've learned over the years and having an incredible opportunity to just share, empower, and hopefully create some future champions. And literally the talent that they have at their club, and I think just in the surrounding coastline, it is insane. And I love just discovering that, working with it, and trying to like bring it to the surface. So it's really cool to be in that position at the moment.
Well, it's layering in the purpose.
Yeah.
Let them understand why, what to use this gift, this body, this amazing tool that they have.
Definitely.
Well done, dude.
I have one
love
question.
that.
Yeah.
Did you make them go in the water? Because it was freezing cold this weekend.
So it's so weird, because it was freezing cold. I myself even ended up in the water, but I'll talk about that in just a bit. But these kids are so excited for life. They just want to do everything at 120%, and they are absolute like groms and go-getters. So to see them going into like Big Bay's water even, which is freezing, with like a Speedo only, I'm like, whoa, I've got no excuses anymore.
Ignorance is bliss,
Yeah.
buddy. Ignorance is bliss. I've realised this. And they don't have any subcutaneous fat anyway
No,
to
so
insulate them. So how are you staying warm?
Maybe it's just in the mind. Maybe that's why we're just getting caught up in ourselves. And it got me so inspired to obviously get in the water as well. Saturday, a wave came through at Muse's, so I got a chance to also surf. Musenberg was looking pristine. It's just crazy to me to see how many people, foreigners alike, and everybody are heading over to Musenberg these days. It's like the new Camp Space Strip for me. It's the place to be. The waves were absolutely cooking. It was just a lot of fun, and there's always something to do in the area. Even from that morning up until the evening, I met up with some friends, and it's still buzzing till like 11 o'clock at night. So loving what's happening in this area. And then lastly, I did something so cool, guys. My dog had an operation on her leg for ACL knee.
For her sports injury.
Yes.
Okay.
So I took her for physio, physio.
no.
Check it out. So this is a real thing. My dog is proper VIP. This is a physio session with a qualified physiotherapist that works with animals. So she's getting closer to the mountain again, and I can't wait to take her out. Check it out. So this is to work the kicking on her back leg in the pool. So they're constantly trying to rework that muscle in the hamstring. And that's why she's kicking in the pool like this. So
well, what else did we expect? It had to be sports
Crazy,
therapy
right?
and a bio for the sports injury on the dog.
this is the world we live in.
That is hilarious. The funny thing is when Dachshunds have to go for the water therapy, they put them on a treadmill in about this much water, dude. That's all they can handle, and they just do their
It's
thing.
so cool, yeah.
Oh, that is sweet.
So
man.
it was a good weekend, man. Gee, what did you get up to?
Oh, buddy, it was one of those, and I don't want to, because it feels like everyone was filling their cup back up, and our family, well, I say our family, our broader family lost someone really special this weekend, but there have been so many moments of joy in witnessing that phase of palliative care and the honour, and I think we've touched on this on the show, the honour that it is to be there to help a person through that phase. I'm just so proud of my mom and her group of friends for how they handled this situation. It has set the bar on a different level. So as much as my heart is broken, it is so full right now, seeing the best of what people are about and how you prove your love to one another in so many different ways. And I think often we think, you know, we'll judge ourselves, we'll have our baggage with us, and we don't take stock of those little moments that make all the difference. So I'm just so, Mom, I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you and your incredible group of friends. I hope by the time I am that age that I'm surrounded by the people that I love in that way. So as much as it was heartbreaking, there was so much love and happiness and joy woven into it. So I think in some way we are all quantumly connected and in that kind of synergistic energy. So I'm so glad that it was able to end in that way. So just feeding that love.
Man, I absolutely love that.
Oh, buddy, are you ready for the springboard, dude?
Apparently there's a springboard. Apparently there's a lot of kids happening. So let me go get to that song while you carry on with this. So
thumper.
get warmed up, Mzansi.
Oh, man, we're going to have a little bit of fun with the little ones. And obviously the broader theme this morning is bullying. And we're going to be looking at that from as many angles as we can. But I'm learning from being a parent to young children, the best way that you can help and protect your child is to empower them. You can't step in, you can't protect them all the time, but you can give them the tools to do it for themselves.
All right, well, as promised, we're going to get into the swing of things and possibly the jump of things, the landing of things, the rolling of things. I don't know, but it's a lot of fun that's going to be had right now. And we're talking about not only the fact that adults get to move, but you can do it with kids too. And more importantly, we're going to focus on the kids right now. And we're talking about Little Gym. So joining us today is instructor Lauren Lowe. We've got franchise relations manager Julie Grivenier, I believe. Grivenier is the correct pronunciation. And then we've also got Chloe and Arthur Dulier joining us as members of the Little Gym. So before we even get into anything, Lauren, I want to find out from both of you actually, what is Little Gym all about and how are you offering something different to the training that we're often used to seeing and used to being exposed to? Because a lot of this looks pretty foreign to many people looking at it right now.
It's the torture chamber.
The torture chamber! The kids are smiling, so it doesn't look like too much torture though. So what exactly do you sort of offer when it comes to training and what's really happening at the Little Gym?
So at the Little Gym, what we do is, well, as the name says it, of course, we work on gymnastics, but gymnastics is only an excuse.
Okay.
What we do is we work on building kids' emotional intelligence.
Okay.
And their emotional development, and we use gymnastics as a vehicle because we know that as long as they're having fun, they don't even realize they're learning.
Yeah.
So we're really building this and building the whole social skills. And, of course, building a nice and healthy body at the same time.
So gymnastics is pretty much more just the medium in which you are teaching all these incredible movements, philosophies, and things that I think we can sort of take with us for life, right?
I do believe that's sports in general, right? We learn a lot of our life lessons when we decide to challenge ourselves.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the reason why I'm here today as well. There's a lot that I can attest to that. So maybe you could take me through exactly what we would do with kids. What does a normal workout actually look like? Can you show us any examples of what kids can get up to when they join the Little Gym?
So we start with parent-child classes, which are the babies, going all the way up to toddler, and then Lauren here is going to explain what we do with our giggle worms and twisters and the pre-Ks, and I'll leave
So
this
Lauren,
to
you're an instructor. Maybe we can get straight into the swing of things and let's get moving, because I see you brought two stellar gym members over here. We've got Arthur and his sister, so let's get straight into this right now. What are we doing exactly?
So at our pre-K, we focus on coordination, where they really think about the skill that they're doing and focusing. And we also create imaginative play. We use fun stories where, as Julie said, they don't know what they're doing. They're having fun, but they're actually performing amazing skills. So Arthur,
you're going to go first? I see Chloe, you're going to be up next, probably?
Yes.
Do you want me to hold your glasses, or is it only jumping? There we go.
All right, let's check it out.
Duck jump.
Whoa!
Straddle jump, straight jump, pike jump.
Whoa, okay.
And moving on to our next age category.
All right,
which is
Chloe's
the
up next. Nice
flips
stuff,
and
Arthur.
twisters. Ages between 6 and 12, we focus on combination, where they perform the skill after one another.
All right, Chloe,
you
show
can
us
go.
what it's about.
Straddle, straight, pike.
Okay, so the tempo's increased quite a bit. Less contact time on the ground, so this is getting those like muscles to properly stimulate right now. Nice job, Chloe. Okay, very nicely done. So again, this is incorporating a lot more than just movement, right? There's coordination, the mind is being stimulated, there's a lot more going on here. I see what you're talking about now. Okay, this is making sense. Right, let's keep showing off. What do you got for us next?
Also, we have this little rhyme where we say, so fun stories.
Okay.
As tall as a house, as small as a mouse, small as a mouse. Eat the cheese and off you go.
Where's he going? Whoa! Jeepers, okay. Straight into it. All right. Nicely done. So what does it encompass when, obviously, you've got these incredible kids working out, but you also mentioned that adults get to join the kids too. Is that a part of your class as well? Do adults get to play with the kids at the same time? Do we involve relationship building from that perspective as well? Or do we primarily focus on the kids? Because they kind of are the ones that need most of the work, right?
Yes.
So what we do is, since at the Little Gym, we start with babies as soon as 4 months old. Of course, we don't build the mindset at that point, but we were talking, I was hearing you talking about self-confidence. What we really do at the Little Gym is build that self-confidence.
Okay.
We try to show kids how much fun it is to step out of your comfort zone and to see what's out there in the world. Because once a child knows that it's fun to step out of the comfort zone, it becomes naturally curious. A naturally curious child becomes self-confident because he sees opportunities and not challenges. And coming back to your question, so since we started at the age of 4-month-old all the way to up to almost 3 years old, it's what we call parent-child classes.
Okay.
And so that, of course, we need the help of an adult. So they come into, Lauren is actually a wonderful parent-child teacher.
Okay, all right.
And so it's basically also instructing the adults about what to expect, what not to expect, how can you work at home, how can you work the core muscles, and no, your baby is not going to break. It's absolutely wonderful to be able to stimulate them. Could it be really cognitively or physically? Build those muscles, build the strength, you know, and when we do those baby classes, we work a lot with the grasping, for example. And, you know, we have parents saying, oh, you know, it's cute, he can hold a ball. It's not cute. It's actually the premises of being able to hold a pencil. If you don't work on that grasping,
working on those foundational skills,
you won't be able to hold a pencil. Starting grade 1, you know, well, before grade 1, you want to build those core muscles because you know what, actually, when you don't, children cannot stay a full day at school sitting at their table.
Yeah.
So it is very important for absolutely every aspect of your life.
Well, thank you so much. I am absolutely educated, firstly. I'm more inspired to maybe one day get a kid and get them straight to the little gym as soon as I can, because clearly the way Chloe and Arthur are moving right now, this is inspiring stuff. So guys, I want to say well done. Thank you for showing off all your skills this morning. Absolutely love it. Maybe we can show off one last demo before we go. Ron, you want to take us through something crazy that you can show off with us?
Me?
Yeah, well, no, with the kids as well.
You.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's all of us do one last thing before we go. Let's put these incredible little pieces of equipment to the test. Arthur, you ready? Let's go. I want to join in with you guys as well. Okay, Lauren, what do you got for us? Let's do something crazy here.
Lauren can do massive crazy.
Oh, okay, all right. What? Okay, I might not be doing something like that.
So,
Chloe, you gonna try?
I'll spot in the handstand.
Okay, let's go for it, guys. Let's go, Chloe. You got this. Oh, nice! Whoa, and she even held it. Whoa, okay, round of applause. Arthur, you gonna try to attempt that? What? Arthur stepping up? Okay, let's go. You got this. You got this. Let's go. Arthur stepping up into the handstand, holding the form. Ron's on the assist. He's all on his own. He's all on his own. Oh, the great stuff, Chloe. You were amazing. Well, thank you so much again. Really, this is something that I wasn't truly aware of, and I think Mzansi that's listening right now is going to absolutely love it. I think the last things to do is for me to maybe try this out, Mzansi. I need a spot though, Lauren. You're not going to be there for me, okay? Mzansi, before we go, let's see if I've been inspired enough. Handstand, guys. Am I going to try this?
Yes,
okay. Any tips? Any tips? No tips. Just go for it. All right. Let's go. Wish me luck. Come on.
She's spotting you. Yay!
Yeah! We're close. Clearly, I need to do more work at the little gym, and if you want to have some fun, then get involved with them too. A plethora of skills and knowledge and education coming at you. And did I mention a load of fun? Nice stuff, guys. We'll see you there. I need to do a new class, guys. Oh, that was awesome. Nice.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Thank you so much for joining what could be the most important conversation concerning your child that you could have, certainly in their young development. This morning, we are addressing a pressing issue of school bullying. Now, recent tragic events like the stabbing of a 14-year-old pupil just outside Oakdale Secondary School and the story of Lucky Matle Jane, a transgender teenager forced to leave school due to queerphobic bullying, highlighting the urgent need for action. These are just two stories that have come to light. There are so many, countless, that will never see the light of day. So joining us to shed some light on this matter are Lorraine Moko, a woman with 17 years experience as a social worker, and Amy Davids, a school teacher and content creator who is so real, brings her personal experience with bullying to bear in some very authentic content. So thank you so much to both of you for being here to address something that is very difficult. Difficult for parents, even more difficult for our little children to have to deal with when we're not there to protect them. A really challenging time for all parents when we look at how polarized the world is. We want to be setting a better example to young people, yet their true north that they are looking up to, world leaders, community leaders. Pretty much most grown-ups are behaving badly at the moment. So how do we address this? Maybe I can start with you, Amy. At the heart of these matters, it's great that we get so much focus, media attention when something bad happens, but we need to step in before that. What are we missing here? How do these moments come to bear, do you think?
It's so difficult because we often teach kids what to do once it's already happened. But why aren't we stopping it before? What can we possibly do to stop it before? It's such a difficult topic to breach because it's also such a taboo thing. We don't want to talk about bullying. A lot of us were raised that, you know, you kind of suck it up.
Yeah.
Put
your concrete pants on and get back out there. Yeah.
So we need to put measures in place so that it stops before it actually even happens. Yes, of course, there are going to be times when it does happen, and then we need to step in and also help teach kids to have coping mechanisms, but we need to step in before. You're 100% correct.
Lorraine, is this a bigger picture, or is this a smaller picture issue in your mind? You've had vast experience working in this space. It is so complex. You want to just blame the bully, but there is a reason why every child victimizes another child, and it is quite a complex thing. In your experience, your vast experience working in the space, where does this bullying mechanism first begin? Is it with the society, the socio-economic? Is it with the individual? How have you been able to wrap your head around it through your work in this space?
It's usually from the basic unit where the child comes from home. And it escalates to school, and even worse, to when they get to university, then to when they are at work. So you can see that it's not just a small thing that just starts here, it goes.
And it's a cycle that
It's a cycle.
repeating itself. So how then do we step in? We want to focus on parents now without being too judgmental, because everyone, again, has a reason. It's easy to paint someone with a brush, but when you see the levels of desperation that people are going through, doesn't excuse it, though. So where then do we step in? How do you address bullying in your space, Lorraine? Do you go to the parents? Do you work with the child? Do you work with the victim, the aggressor? What is that first step?
It's a tricky one. You start first with the child and find out from them what has been happening. And usually, these little ones will tell you, this is happening at home, this is happening here at school. But for some, unfortunately, especially our teenagers, they will rather not tell at all.
They're just not wired that way.
They just don't want to. They believe that if they tell, then it's going to be a big issue. They are going to be bullied even more.
I know right now a lot of parents terrified at the notion of their child being put in this situation, but the bottom line is it is going to happen. If your child is going into a complex social environment like a school represents, it is going to have very complex situations and emotions attached to that. How best do we empower our children to be able to stand on their own 2 feet? And when do we step in? We'll take this conversation a little bit further, but please weigh in. We'd love to hear voice notes. Hit us up on all of our social media platforms, especially if you have direct experience with this. Please share some of your insights.
Grateful for this conversation happening and continuing at the moment. But for now, though, don't forget, at the start of the show, we asked you to help Zoe choose between 2 chic looks for today's show. Now, as a reminder, we had option number 1, which was a lace-up khaki midi dress, accessorized with a statement belt and gold pumps. And then we had option 2, being a textured knit with the perfect pair of blue straight-leg denims and black Western boots. Well, let's have a look at some of those votes, see what you guys have to say about Zoe's look and how we can dress her up. We've got Mandy Phil Malta saying, good morning, Expresso team. Option number 1, all right, we got that one down. We got Arlene Stevens saying, good morning, team. Option number 1 for me as well. All right, so we are tallying these votes. Shireen Abrams comes to the next, says, good morning, Zoe and the team. Happy Monday. I choose option 1 for Zoe. I love the style of the dress. I cannot wait to see how it will look on Zoe. And having a super day, team. Thanks for a great show. Lots of love. Lots of love back to you, Shireen. And everybody coming through in the comments right now. Geraldine as well, sending love to you because you've chosen option 1. The color and style of the dress looks perfect for our Zoe. All right, well, so far we can see who is taking the lead. Adal Sunday Everton also saying good morning, number 1, most deaf. And then Toko Zwane, morning on a Monday, option 1 for Zoe. So, well, without further ado, Mzansi, I'm pretty sure this one is straightforward. You have come through and delivered on option number 1. Let us bring it in and see how absolutely incredible it looks on Zoe, because let me tell you, without a doubt, I know that you've chosen an incredible option for today. And yeah, like we promised, she looks absolutely radiating. How are you feeling, Zoe?
Feeling good. I mean, I love this color. It is very flattering.
It is. I'm trying to figure out, is it green? Is it a mustard? But it's got this blend of elegance. And I love the detail on it. I love that it's flowing on you. So no matter what the weather condition is, whatever the event is, I think the shoes just make it sparkle and bring it to that caliber that it needs for the day.
Absolutely, yeah. We are definitely adding the sparkle.
So that's thanks to you, Mzansi. You've added the sparkle that Zoe has desperately required from you for this Monday. And I think officially we can continue to serve. And I'm going to do the following. Introduce you to something called PayFlex, which is the buy now, pay later payment solution. And that means you can now pay for your Woolies fashion, beauty and homeware apps and online orders over 6 weeks. And that's with 4 installments at 0% interest. So why wait? Get it right now. You can shop March newness and all the incredible options at Woolworths available in store. And of course, using the PayFlex feature online and on the app. So right now, you can look like this incredible queen and you can pay for it later. How cool is that?
Women's Modal Tees, only $149 each when you buy 2. Only Stay New technology keeps it looking newer for longer. The only t-shirt to choose.
Thank you so much, Ryle. Yes, we are going to continue our discussion around bullying a little bit later. We've got a fantastic panel with so much experience there, so you want to stick around for that. We're going to empower you and your child today. Then Kim is back. We're going to look at a couple of interesting recipes this morning, but also below that, some beautiful milk alternatives. So, Kim, thank you so much for stepping back into studio. And then, of course, we are heroing the humble potato today, and we're looking at so many ways that you can dress them up. And these little muffins look absolutely amazing. There's a bit of pizza in there. There's some potato involved. It's going to blow your mind. Stick around for that.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. And like G-Man promised just a little bit earlier, we're diving into the world of dairy and dairy-free options. But milk definitely plays a vital role in our overall health, right? Especially for our bones and teeth. And I think due to its rich nutrient content, however, things like lactose intolerance are affecting up to 68% of the global population. And I think many people suffer discomfort after dairy consumption. But thankfully, with the rise of plant-based milk alternatives and lactose-free milk like Clover's No-Lac, you have the freedom to enjoy all of your favorite milk-based drinks and meals. But joining us this morning to take us through the alternatives, we've got registered dietitian Kim Hoffman coming through once again to debunk all the myths we have in this space. Kim, how are you doing this morning?
Very well, thank you. And you?
I'm fantastic. I love the fact that we are practically diving into the subject right now and really debunking a lot of myths. So before we get into it, I see a couple of varieties of options that I think would be, let's say, alternatives to milk, right?
Yes.
So we're looking at something like, I see it's almond milk, we've got oat and soy, I believe.
Soy,
yeah.
correct. Yes.
That is correct, right? And
that is correct.
And these are drinks that would potentially be used as an alternative when you possibly have like an intolerance to gluten, or, oh, sorry, not gluten, an intolerance in lactose.
That would be the lactose intolerance.
Yes.
So if you're lactose intolerant, these are milks or alternatives that you can use because they don't contain lactose.
Okay.
So your body won't react to them.
Okay. So is this something then that's obviously suitable for someone that has a lactose intolerance?
Correct.
Okay. Now, not only that, but is it something that could possibly replace dairy altogether if someone is lactose intolerant? Could they use this as a full-on replacement and still get that sort of nutritional box ticked?
So it's a replacement in terms of what it can do for us. We can use it in the same way as milk.
Okay.
But it's not the same nutritionally, no. So if we look at milk, we've got very good sources of calcium.
Okay.
Now, these alternative milks are not as high in calcium.
Okay.
A lot of the time they are fortified, so they will have added calcium into the product, so they do give some calcium. But yesterday I quickly in the shops looked at all the brands and none of them got to the same level of calcium per cup.
Okay.
Soy has the best calcium of all of the other alternatives. But look at labels, look at the ingredient list, look at if they've got calcium listed, then that'll always give you an idea because different products, different brands make them slightly differently.
So even though you might be looking at the base ingredients, sometimes there might be that added nutrition, and that's something you want to look at to see, is it ticking the box in terms of the health requirements that I need, right?
The other really important one is why I often promote or suggest people have milk is the protein.
Of course,
it's an energy food together with protein, which really helps to get the blood sugars stable. And these milks generally don't contain protein. Again, the exception is soy. Does have protein in it and will give a decent amount of protein, but the others are actually very small amounts of protein. And the reason for that is look at the ingredients list. How much almond is actually in the almond milk? It's between 2 and 4%. So even though almonds are a very good source of protein, in the milk, you're not going to get
What's generally making up the rest of the, mass then?
Water. Very first ingredient of all of them is water.
Wow,
so that's why they are okay to use. They're absolutely fine, but they don't give the same nutritional value.
This makes absolute sense. It's more like a hint of something being added to the overall substance itself, right? But things are a little bit different when we're talking about No-Lac's lactose-free milk, right?
Correct.
Is this something that if someone is using Clover's No-Lac lactose-free milk, if they have an intolerance, are they able to still get nutrition like calcium? You mentioned things like vitamin D as well, which we weren't getting from other milks. Are we getting it in this dairy-free option?
Yes. So the lactose.
Hang on, wait.
So it's
You're
not
saying yes. Can we just celebrate that for a moment, okay? Because that's a big deal.
Okay. So the lactose-free option is milk. You're still basing it on the same product. So it's still got the same protein, the same calcium, the same vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin B12, phosphorus, all of those lovely vitamins. It just has the enzyme added to it so that your body doesn't need to do the digestion of the lactose, which is what those people with lactose intolerance can't do.
So in theory, I would probably get the closest experience and possibly not even know the difference in the experience between milk and something like Clover's No-Lac option because of exactly that.
Correct.
This is brilliant. This makes absolute sense. I think people aren't even aware of this. Now that they do know, I think they might even kick some of the other alternatives and go straight
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Nutritionally, going for lactose-free would be my first option for someone with lactose intolerance. So if someone is lactose intolerant, I'd still say, please try and get the milk in. Let's try lactose-free and see if that works in your body.
So definite recommendations coming from someone like a dietitian like yourself. You giving this that stamp of approval as well.
100%.
I love it. I love the fact that it is ticking so many boxes, and for so many people that I know, especially right now, that have this lactose intolerance.
Yes.
They can celebrate again. They can dive into this world of dairy and not have all the negative results, but still tick all those boxes in nutrition, in taste and quality. So, oh, come on. Now, I've had the opportunity and the blessed opportunity of already tasting this. So I know it is so similar. Almost, I can't even tell the difference.
No.
It literally tastes like milk to me. So thank you for coming through. I think we really are debunking a lot when it comes to this world of dairy. And for many people that had no idea, they're going to be celebrating thanks to you, Kim. So I can't be more grateful enough. And a reminder to you, Mzansi, if you do suffer from lactose intolerance, you do not need to cut out your dairy because there are many alternatives available, like Clover's No-Lac lactose-free milk, which still has all the same dairy goodness, like you just heard, that you know and love, but none of the awful side effects. So I'm dancing, I'm celebrating this one, and that's because freedom is just a sip away. Love what you've done. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Can I have a sip now, actually?
Say goodbye to nausea and cramps and say hello to delicious freedom with No-Lac's range of lactose-free milk and yogurt. Be free with lactose-free. Okay, we have to admit, when it comes to potatoes, they will forever reign supreme in the world of vegetables because they can be served fried, mashed, baked, boiled, you name it. There's so much versatility and they make absolutely perfect meals every single time around. And today we are taking a deep dive into their possibilities, starting with a hack. Now, this is a smashed potato pizza muffin.
Woohoo!
I hope you've seen this online because this is something I've been dying to try.
Oh, it
and
couldn't be...
we're going to put it to the test.
We're going to put ourselves to the test. But so far, admittedly, most of these kind of internet hacks that we found have worked.
Yes.
So I'm going to have great faith in ourselves and our ability, and this is quite fun. A great way to take your frustrations out in the kitchen. So we've got our parboiled potatoes in here, which are going to form the base of our little pizza muffins. Is it a muffin? Is it a pizza? Is it a potato? We don't know.
It's a muffin.
It's a potato muffin. So we are using a glass that is a similar shape.
We're just going to squish them
And we're just going to squish it down because you want a nice, solid base. And it is quite satisfying. I'll do these three and then you can do
It is
the
quite
others.
Satisfying squishing and mashing your potatoes.
And like I'll often just crush them and put them in the air fryer like that because you get all the little edges that crisp up. It's delicious. Do you want to work out some frustrations there? And then we've got the stock standard. You've got your basic pizza sauce. And that for me is a flavor kind of profile in itself that I absolutely love. But it's a great sounding board for other flavors. So we're going to use a little bit of bacon, but you can dress it up however you want. So a little bit of pizza sauce.
I'll go in with the bacon.
There we go. So I was going to ask, do you put bacon before the cheese, after the cheese? How do you feel?
I didn't think. I thought cheese goes on top.
Go
We
for it, girl.
can do half.
We'll do half
with,
and half. There we
half with
go.
the cheese first, half with the bacon first.
You see, that's how you work out issues in the kitchen, guys, okay? You meet halfway.
So you can, no
start?
pun intended with you meet halfway.
All right, so we're using mozzarella because I think a mozzarella cheese is great on a pizza because it's not too strong in itself. And it's going to melt beautifully. You want a little bit of crisp there as well.
Yes, you do.
Let's add a little bit more of you.
And then
I'm going to spread the
off
cheese.
with just enough bacon.
Oh, that looks amazing. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And like I say, you can kind of dress this up however you want, whatever you like on your pizza. You want a bit of mushroom, could be delicious in there. You could even layer in some mushroom, completely like a whole big mushroom slice. It looks absolutely amazing. I know it is the simplest of ingredients in terms of the list coming together, but you can find it all on expressoshow.com. So that is going to go into the oven.
This goes into the oven. And we've got our hot ones.
Okay, we're gonna do a little.
You can grab the hot ones.
A tag team effort here. Oh, hello, my friend.
These in.
Oh.
And we're going to put them to the test.
Success. Look at that. Okay, which ones look like the...
They all look amazing.
No, they've come out beautifully. So you don't want to kind of damage them too much. There we go.
I think it's impossible to damage them.
And I'm like all about the crispy cheese. So I think the crispier, the better. I'd probably leave them in for about 5-10 minutes more than it says on the recipe. And then we're dressing it up with a little bit of basil. Finally, that's its it's a little clutch that it's taking before it heads out for dinner. And we're using, interestingly enough, Nicole was telling me that we are using perennial basil, which flowers, you can see there, beautiful flower, but it actually grows all year round, which is amazing. I get so heartbroken when my basil comes and goes. So interesting, but basil, beautiful, herbaceous, fresh herb that I think is going to let these guys sing. That is amazing. Should we have a little taste?
Let's try.
Okay. Oh, that is spectacular. I'm going to grab this little guy over here and, dive right in.
It is hot. Do you need cutlery?
Probably. Woohoo!
Oh, you're doing the hot food dance.
Oh, that's nice. I like it.
Oh, it is nice.
I would definitely add some heat, I think. Definitely. Well, I mean, not just heat, but maybe some chili heat on there as well. And use a knife and fork if you're going to eat it straight out of the oven. Absolutely delicious. Oh, man, what a great jumping off point. You can load it up with as much flavor as you want. I think this is an absolute hit.
This is a hit. I would even go as far as maybe putting the potatoes in for a little bit to really get on the crispy side.
Yeah.
Because your cheese gets too crispy if you're going to leave that in much longer.
All right, there we go. She's broken the internet.
This is a
First
good one.
attempt at the recipe. No, that's absolutely amazing. Well done, my friend.
Well
half and half. When you want to put the cheese on top, the bacon on top, it don't matter. It's going to taste absolutely amazing. Only thing here is, if you're going to make these for yourself, we want to see them. We'd love to taste them, but we want to see how amazing they are. And you can find that recipe, expressoshow.com. Go and create yourself a pizza muffin potato bake.
Potato muffin pizza.
That's pretty crazy, but it looks delicious. I think you should try it for yourself and find out for sure. But we're going to find out so much more about the worthy potato. We're just getting started with this recipe, and we also got another one coming at you. Something involving potato and broccoli, smashing it together, but somehow it's going to taste delicious. I guarantee you, this is anything to go by. And then we're going to dive into that conversation we've been having on bullying, and we want to find out about the teacher's role in bullying and how we can end this craziness. Right now, your Feel Good Breakfast show is standing by, so don't go anywhere. See you after this.
It's the little things that make big things happen. If you're a baking legend, then rise to the occasion and enter to be a contestant on the Tastemaster SA Season 5. Visit thetastemaster.co.za. Share a video introducing yourself and your baking skills, and show us some pics of your incredible creations. Entries close on the 25th of February. T's and C's apply.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yes, welcome back to the good stuff right here. This is step one of our potato hacks that we've been delivering all throughout the morning. And let me tell you, this one has come through. I think we definitely broke the internet, G-Man. And we're not stopping here because we've got a lot more potato inspiration coming at you in just a bit. So before I tuck into this goodness, we're standing by with the latest when it comes to official duties.
Thank you, Ral. Well, while you enjoy your breakfast, let's take a look at your national headlines. Dr. Precious Moloi Motsepe, CEO and co-founder of the Motsepe Foundation, yesterday announced that the Motsepe Foundation is donating 30 million rand to university student representative councils, the SRCs, which will be allocated towards alleviating student concerns surrounding registration, fees and historical debt. The 30 million rand donated by the Motsepe Foundation hopes to encourage support from private and non-profit stakeholders who stand to benefit from educated and skilled youth population. The identification of student needs to be supported will be conducted in partnership with the SRCs at each of the 26 South African universities. And Limpopo police have arrested 3 foreigners in connection with the murder of a German tourist yesterday in Northam near Tabazimbi. The police say the 74-year-old German arrived in Lepahlala yesterday by car from Botswana, where he offered a hitchhiker a lift. They stopped in Moruleng to pick up 2 of the hitchhiker's friends. After a while, the suspects assaulted the tourist, robbed him and demanded his bank code. Then they subsequently threw him out of the car on a farm road where security guards came across his body. Moving to news beyond our own borders, American and British forces have again attacked Houthi targets in Yemen. Both countries say in a joint statement that 18 targets were attacked in 8 places in Sana'a. These include an underground weapons storage area, air defense and radar systems, as well as a helicopter. Earlier this week, Houthi militants accepted responsibility for the attack on a British cargo ship, a drone attack on an American warship, and missiles fired at the Israeli port city of Eilat. And a huge crowd has attended the state funeral of Namibian President Hage Geingob following his death at the age of 82 from cancer. He was interred in the mausoleum at Heroes' Acre in the capital, Windhoek, where mourners paid tribute to a man they hailed as a nation builder and a Pan-African hero. His funeral marked the culmination of 3 weeks of mourning. His death also led to a surge in patriotism. Thousands of people, many bearing the Namibian flag, lined the streets as his casket was driven through Windhoek on Friday and Saturday. And Dr. Esther Mahlangu's art exhibition, Then I Knew I Was Good at Painting, Esther Mahlangu, a retrospective, is on at the Iziko South African National Gallery in Cape Town. This comprehensive showcase traces her illustrations' illustrious 50-year career, highlighting her global acclaim as a contemporary artist. The exhibition will later also open in Johannesburg before touring globally. It features over 100 artworks from international collections alongside historic pictures. Mahlangu's iconic BMW 525i art car, making its return after 30 years, underscores her fusion of African traditions with modernity. The acting CEO of Iziko Museums of South Africa, Bongani Ndlovu, lauds the exhibition as a testament to African excellence. This profound celebration of Mahlangu's life and legacy runs until mid-August. Well, that's where I leave your headlines. Let's take another look at your sport.
Well, certainly also in search of excellence this season, Liverpool took one major step towards that. They clinched a dramatic League Cup victory. That was with a late header from Virgil van Dijk doing what he does, securing a 1-0 win against Chelsea at Wembley. So despite some controversy over a disallowed goal, Van Dijk's decisive strike securing Liverpool's 10th League Cup triumph. And the win now sets a promising tone as Klopp prepares to bid farewell at the end of the season, of course, with Liverpool now chasing multiple titles across various competitions, and they've got the year's first piece of silverware, so a major step there. Then we bring it back home for the beautiful game through a different lens. Some giant slayers have announced their name on the field. Kaizer Chiefs, they suffered a shocking upset in the Nedbank Cup, lost 32, losing to a 10-man Milford FC in a penalty shootout. That was after a goalless draw. So despite their lower league status and being a man down, Milford frustrated the Premiership side with some solid defence and then some heroic saves from goalkeeper Sipamandla Hleza. And the defeat now extends Chiefs' trophy drought, ending their hopes of silver silverware for this season as well, sadly. Now let's turn to rugby. Not the best outing for the Blitzboks, but a great performance from Selva Davids as he led the Springbok Sevens to a convincing 24-7 victory over Australia to secure the 9th place spot at the Vancouver Sevens over the weekend. So Davids played a role in all 4 tries, in fact, showcasing some remarkable physical defence and then setting up some crucial scoring opportunities as well. So the team now will refocus as they prepare for the upcoming Los Angeles Sevens tournament. Happy hunting ground for us, expecting another challenging pool stage though, so they're going to have to hit the ground running. Now we turn to the 15-man game and a momentous one for Italy. So close yet so far away. They came very close to securing their first ever away win, or first away win against France in nearly 3 decades. But they had to ultimately settle for a 13-all draw in their Six Nations tie. Paolo Garbisi's last-minute penalty hitting the post, denying Italy victory, and of course some tears on the field there as a result. So despite France playing with 14 men in the second half, they managed to hold on for a draw, with Charles Olivon's try and then 3 penalties by Thomas Ramos contributing to their score. But it's going to be an interesting Six Nations. All teams, in fact, putting their hands up this weekend. And that's where we leave our sport for this hour. We'll touch on those headlines again at 8 o'clock. Right now, let's get you to work safely with the traffic.
Thank you, G-Man. Yes, let's see what we can do when it comes to helping you when it is on the roads and traffic is abundant. We're starting off in Midrand in Johannesburg. Now, there's congestion on the N1 northbound before Winnie Mandela, so you can expect delays and do allow for some more travel time as you pass through this area. We move over to East London and Fleet Street next. Now, there is protesting taking place in central East London at Fleet Street. And as you can see from the visuals, you must definitely avoid the affected area and try and make use of an alternative route. And definitely hoping that no one does get affected by this. In the meantime, though, we head from the road to the sky now and find out what's happening when it comes to weather. Diving into the world of weather and reporting on weather news. First up, the SA Weather Service has issued several warnings for today. Firstly, a yellow level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms resulting in strong winds, excessive lightning and heavy downpours, leading to localized damage to infrastructure, localized flooding of susceptible areas, roads and low-lying bridges over the western parts of Mpumalanga, the western Bushveld and the southwestern parts of Limpopo, as well as Gauteng. Now, moreover, there's a yellow level 2 warning for damaging winds, resulting in difficulty in navigation, as well as localized disruption of small harbors and ports, expected between Cape Columbine and Cape Agulhas this afternoon into tomorrow. Now, again, extreme high fire danger conditions are also expected over the David Kruiper municipality of Northern Cape, the Machabeng municipality of the Free State, as well as the Musina municipality in Limpopo. Well, for my weather news, let's dive into one of our favorite parts of the morning. That's our sunrise view of the hour. And we're celebrating Nina from Gordons Bay, who sent in this celestial picture. As you can notice in the foreground, we've got some beautiful greenery, but deep in the distance, you can just see the clouds as they engulf the mountain. And I absolutely love this painting done by the man upstairs himself. Thank you so much for sharing this one with us, Nina. Absolutely love it. And we'll do it all again in the next hour. The number is 063-408-8863. From sunrise views to exactly what you can expect on your side of town, let's find out in your temperatures right now.
Oh, I know it's a Monday, and for some it might be blue. Let's push back, because today could be your big payday. If you pick your lucky numbers and play Daily Lotto for an estimated 480,000 Rand. That's the jackpot, but you got to play to win it.
Definitely, and if you want to win, you have to play. So grab those tickets today in store. You can do so on the nationallottery.co.za's website. You can even purchase tickets on the mobile app, your cell phone banking, or simply by dialing *120*7529# for USSD.
And before you stop and ask us in the street, we've got them on our social media pages. If you need any of that information, in fact, just head over to our socials. We just can't give you the winning numbers, but we can tell you how to get a step closer. And I suggest you do it. We see winners every day. This just could be your big payday, but only if you ponder, pusher, and actually play.
There we go. Well, we are taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we get back, we've got more potato hacks we want to unpack. The first one was like little mini pizza ones. The next ones are going to involve some broccoli.
Ooh, something healthy this morning. Then, of course, in light of some terrifying headlines concerning bullying at South African schools and universities, we're going to plug into the teacher's mindset, find out what we can do as parents and as teachers to bring a halt to it at the right time in this crazy cycle that just seems to be repeating itself. So please weigh in. If you've got any comments, questions, let us know on our social media platforms. We'd love to connect with you after this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast show.
Welcome back as we cut to the heart of a very complex matter, continuing our discussion on school bullying, and I suppose it extends way beyond that in some cases. It's crucial for us to understand the profound impact it can have on individuals, in fact, on a social setting. And Lorraine Moko, a woman with 17 years of invaluable experience as a social worker, and then Amy Davids, a school teacher and content creator who has a very special connection to this narrative, join us to continue to unpack and hopefully to empower teachers and parents. I know we are speaking a lot today about empowering our kids to be able to stand on their own 2 feet and to be able to push back. Sometimes it's too much. Sometimes we need to intervene and we need to step in. Maybe, Lorraine, maybe I can start with you. When we look at the damage that can be done to a child and when the right time to step in as that caregiver, whether you're a parent or a teacher, when you are the custodian of that child, it's your responsibility to be aware. What damage can be done if this is left unchecked? We've spoken about that cycle returning. What is this doing to young people who are victims of bullying?
The first thing the child will experience will be withdrawing. You will see them withdrawing from you, getting into depression, insomnia, where they can't sleep very well. And for you as a parent, you just think, oh, my child is big rebellious, doesn't want to sleep early.
It's a teen, yeah.
You know, little do you know that it's much deeper than that. Then there is suicidal thoughts and action. meaning that the child can end up killing themselves because nobody's hearing them, nobody's attending to them, nobody's understanding what is going on.
And we see it. Unfortunately, I wish this was being sensationalized, but we're actually underselling what's happening in our schools, happening within our communities in that sense. I know, Amy, you have a very deep personal connection to this, and you have experienced bullying. You understand what this does within that set. What damage is done to a child's self-confidence in that space? And have you been able to identify a critical point to step in?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is the doubt that a small piece of bullying can put into a child's mind that can just grow and grow and grow. Sometimes we think that bullying is overt, it's out there.
Physical action,
yes.
for sure.
And sometimes it's not that. It's that small little gnawing away, the little side comments.
Constantly not being tagged in photos of your friends.
Yes.
It sounds ridiculous, but this is how it plays out.
And what we don't realize is the effect that what we would necessarily see as something small for us, not being tagged in a photograph.
For sure.
Not really the biggest thing in our minds as adults, but for a 13, 14, 16...
When those 4 girls are your whole life, it's a big thing.
It's a big, big thing. And something as, once again, as small as not being tagged might not seem as big as pushing somebody down a flight of stairs.
Yeah,
it sounds horrible, but it's not, we don't see that as a big thing, and that for the child, it is a big thing. When do we step in? When do we see it? Because we don't necessarily think that is such a big issue, it might just go unnoticed to us. But it's there where the symptoms or the way that it presents itself, the lack of sleep, the depression, the withdrawal, that is where we as adults, teachers, parents need to step in and say, okay, something's not right. Let's speak up about this. Let's chat about it. Let's have a conversation.
Let's start. And unfortunately, I think a lot of parents, you learn the hard way that conversation needs to be going all the time. You can't go and retrospectively start communication with your child. They need to be comfortable to come to you. So we know that's part of the equation. What must it look like if I, as a parent, want to speak to my child about this, Lorraine, without triggering them, without making them feel more pressure or anxiety? How does that look? What do we do if we want to speak to our child about what they're going through?
Make it a normal conversation. Ask them, how was school? That question, how was school? What have you done today at school? Who did you hang out with today at school? Oh, the friends have changed. What changed here? What happened to that other friend that you had? So also getting to know who are the buddies in your child's life is very important. And to keep going with them if they are not...
Because it's every week, it's every day this conversation needs to happen, because that in itself gives you the roadmap. You can see if they aren't connecting with you for the last 2 weeks, again, there's a reason. Maybe there's something that we need to look at underneath that. It is difficult as a parent, because I was just thinking this whole time, so often with schools, it's plug and play. It's like we're taking our school and just our child and plugging them into another matrix and thinking, it's not our job to parent them. And then we expect our teachers to just be able to do a parent's job while they've got 30 kids. But that being said, it is the teacher's responsibility to be able to. So as a parent and teacher, how do we together approach something like this? Because we don't want to turn our child into a pariah and have them ostracized or victimize the bully when there could be something more complex going on behind the scenes. How do we step in from the teacher-parent perspective, do you think?
I think from a teacher's side, being able to see those warning signs, especially the early warning signs, which is very difficult in a class of 30, 35, and even bigger, we're talking about maybe 45 kids in a class. How do you see things when you've got the curriculum to teach and lessons and extramurals, see those individual little symptoms? But that is, unfortunately, the teacher's role. We have to step into that space. When a teacher approaches a parent and says, listen, I think that there's something going on here, let's have those conversations between parents and teachers. Parents, if you can get involved in your kid's school, your teachers are spending most of their day with your with your kid.
With your kids,
So when they say that there's something wrong, maybe it's time that...
Back them up, yeah.
Yeah, that we listen. And yes, support, definitely.
Well, you trust them with their educational development, and you forget that bigger part of that process. We saw that with the little gym this morning.
Yes.
It's all part of the same emotional process. There's a reason why we send our kids to school. It's to grow and develop, to become stronger and independent, but they are still within a matrix where they need our help and support. I'm going to say it right now. If you're a teen who is going through anything right now, the South African Depression and Anxiety Group are neutral, non-judgmental. They don't know who you are. All they care about is helping you right now. So you can reach out, but most importantly, learn how to speak to your child parents. Start that conversation every day. We're going to continue this conversation in just a little bit.
Thanks, G-Man. Well, listen, we are back in the kitchen and it's all about the potatoes today. So get ready to mash potatoes and taking it to a whole new level. Now, we're about to introduce you to this very exciting twist on a classic dish that's rich and creamy broccoli mashed potatoes. Now, this will definitely elevate your dinner game and also add a flavoursome, delicious, nutrient-packed side that will pair perfectly with any protein dish. Raul, here you are going to be behind. You're going to steer us in the right direction.
Let's do it. So what I'm more interested in the fact is that you can hide vegetables in mashed potato. I think it's so clever. So kids that are often a bit like apprehensive to dive into the greens, this is a great way to sneak your greens in. So before we waste any time, I'm going to get straight into it. We're starting off with that sort of a curveball ingredient that we're calling the broccoli, and that's going to be sort of flash fried with just 2 pieces of butter that are popped into the pan here. And this is the real start of it, is flash frying. I've kind of made this really fine in terms of chopping up the broccoli so that it can really mix up with that mashed potato that comes through later. So really simple, you want to go for about 2 minutes max on this, really just get it fried up in a sense. And what I am going to do is add some not broccoli, I'm going to add some of the garlic a little bit later. What I learned from our incredibly talented kitchen assistants and stylists is that when you add some of the garlic in before, it has quite a high, like, sort of burning temperature, so it can almost burn too quickly.
Okay.
And you don't want that to happen. You want to preserve the flavor, so that's why we're kind of doing this step after. Normally when you're making with onion, you can do it together because they vibe with each other and the liquid stops that burn. But for this one, I think you can add the garlic in afterwards. So that's a nice little hack there, just to add to some of the questions that you're wondering, why are you adding the garlic in only afterwards? Well, that's the reason why.
And we're going to add 2 cloves. We are not afraid of garlic on this show.
Don't be afraid to add some of this good stuff in because it really is going to blend in so nicely once we get it all together. But yeah, like I said, you don't need to fry this for too long because a lot of the magic's going to start to happen a little bit later too. And that's when we get the mashed potato in and some of these other awesome ingredients.
And we're getting that broccoli, sorry, you're getting that garlic taste coming through.
Can you smell that? Yeah. So I love the balance of that because initially you start with some of the broccoli, and broccoli can have a different smell. Let's just leave it at that when it's on its own. But when you start to combine some of these ingredients together, it really balances that sort of scent out. I'm going to maybe just
Are you
add
happy
a little
with
bit
the
more
heat on the...
Look, I was a bit apprehensive because last time I added a lot of heat to this,
I ruined my finger. So I've been very cautious today in the kitchen. But I think we could definitely add some more heat to that. That was a little bit low. But yeah, we're getting our flash on quite nicely. The butter's melted into that. And then we can move over to our next step. Thank you so much for already diving ahead and chopping up some chives.
Yes.
Nicely done. What I'm going to be doing now is taking what has already been parboiled, pre-boiled or preheated potato that is nice and soft. That's really going to make the difference in getting a proper mash for your mashed potato. So I'm going to add this to our fried up broccoli over here. So that goes in there, yes.
And I know if you want to get more flavor from your potatoes, you can always roast them beforehand.
Yeah, that'll kind of give a different flavor and a smokiness to it as well. That might even elevate this recipe a bit more, but right now already you don't have to fret because what we already adding to this is going to be absolutely delicious. So we've got some sour cream that's gone in there, a little bit of Parmesan just to mix it all up.
Don't be afraid of the Parmesan.
I won't be afraid. I'm going to keep a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep a little bit for that final touch, and then a little pinch of some salt and the pepper, and then as you can see right
Let
here.
me clear that for you. Do you want to show the camera?
Let me just show this off to the camera right now
beautiful it
because the
looks.
colors are looking incredible. I don't know, Mzansi, if you can see that right now, but this is potatoes in there. We've got the broccoli, all the good stuff, and now I'm going to get my mash on, and this is the fun stuff.
See, this is while Raul's doing the recipe. to get some arm grease in there.
Yeah, this is like earning the meal, so we get a workout in, and then this is like post-workout. So just getting all the nitrogen stores back in, getting the glycogen back in the body. This is actually a really good post-workout meal.
This is a workout on its own.
Yeah.
Hey, did you go to gym today? I made broccoli.
Did you get your gains bit? But look, it's so simple to make. Like I said, look inside here. You can see how easily it's all coming together. I've never honestly even used one of these mashing devices, so I'm pretty proud of myself right now.
How do you make mashed potato?
I buy it in a packet.
Okay.
I know. Don't tell my mother, she's going to be very disappointed in me. But you know this lifestyle, man. You've got to
One
be
of
quick.
those people that also then buy the powder and you just add water and then there you have mashed potato.
Stop giving my secrets away. But listen, no secret is this recipe because we're sharing it with the entire world right
nice
now.
Little whack.
A nice little
There
whack.
we
It's
go.
like that. There we go. I hope am I using this thing correctly?
You're using
actually?
it correctly, but everything's gathering there. So you just every now and then like...
Oh, you give it a little... Oh,
And you
there
get back
we
in
go.
there.
Thanks for coming through, Zoe. But look, I'm not doing too badly for my first attempt. I
know
think
what to get Raul for his birthday.
a mashing device. Okay, I think we're officially done here. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to bring that plate over here so I can pop some of it inside there because the pan is quite hot. But I'm pretty impressed with this. Look at that.
Oh, it's beautiful. It adds a nice colour to it.
Yeah, and I know, Zoe, you've got those final touches that you're going to add to this. So let's keep it rustic.
Yes.
And voila.
I personally would add a little more butter to it to just get it a little bit more
Yes,
smooth.
that is very true. I actually left out a little bit of the butter at the end here, which I was supposed to add in. So thank you for reminding me of that. But even if you wanted to, you could add some of it in now. I'm going to add some to my pot of mixture just so that I can get a little bit more butteriness going. And if you wanted to, you could probably add some on the side too. I don't think anyone's going to complain about that.
Because it's nice and hot, it will melt. So that's absolutely perfect. Raul, I love what you've created here. I'm going to give it a bit of a taste. If you want to get your hands on this delicious mashed and creamy butternut potatoes, it is available on our website, expressoshow.com.
I'm dying to know if this is good enough for Zoe. Does it tick the box?
Oh, it is very good.
Oh, yeah.
It is really good. I love that the broccoli taste, it merges really, really well with the potatoes.
Nice. And I think, like we said, sneaking vegetable into potato doesn't get better than this. So the kids are going to love it. And exactly the reason why you need to make it is because it's just delicious. Okay, so head over to expressoshow.com. I hope you enjoyed this. And more potato hacks coming in just a bit. Well done. Nice job.
I've just been watching Analisa stare across at the kitchen. Yes, you can have some breakfast after your performance. You don't understand. Just the sound checks, guys. The tears have been welling in our eyes. She is exquisite, and she is here to perform just for you along with this amazing ensemble. So thank you so much. And then, yes, the Tropic Island of Treasure is back, and we're going to find out who's going to be heading to that island to take part in the greatest challenge for their share of $1 million. Stick around.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on S3, and our guest artist for today goes by the name of Analisa Biso. Now, she's an upcoming Afro soul singer, and she is a singer, songwriter, and representing her neighborhood strand in Cape Town. Can we give Analisa a warm
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is such a wonderful opportunity to be here. Thank you.
You explain yourself, please, because what is going on with these sound checks this morning has been magical. You have no idea how difficult it's been to concentrate on what we're doing when you take us into this kind of ethereal other place. Your voice is exquisite.
Thank you so much.
Can you define the kind of music you create, or is it, should I not even bother going there? Is it just an emotion? How have you kind of wrapped your head around your music?
Okay, so I first define it as Afro soul, and I just basically write about my own experiences in life. For example, You Saw My Pain is one of the songs that I've written, and it's basically about me explaining about my leg journey that I'm gonna be talking about, and how God has helped me and sent help my way, and I cannot even believe that I am the way that I look today. So it's just basically how life has been for me. I also write about love. I have a song titled Uthando Lwakho that I'm going to perform also, that I've released a single. So it's basically a song that, that speaks about God's love for me. It's, trust me, not romantically related, but a lot of people...
there's a lot of love there.
Yes, but a lot of people think it is, but that's the beauty of music and the art behind it. So people can take whatever meaning they want the song to mean for them. And also my music is when I write music, I also aim at bringing hope and peace to people. For instance, I have a song called Ndincede. It's basically talking about mental health issues. A person that is going through such a difficult time, and I'm basically praying with them and hope that they can find light and hope again. So basically that is how my music is about, to write about myself, my own experiences in life, but also other people's experiences in life.
Deep connection there.
Yes.
There's an emotional thread. It's just mind-blowing.
Yes.
It absolutely is. Now, you mentioned earlier your leg. Can we talk about that moment in your life where music really, really helped you?
So just to give a backstory with regards to the leg situation, when I was young, I broke my leg. I was running. I was around about 6 years old. I was in the Eastern Cape at the time. So I was running and I fell badly on my knee. So I had 2 operations done then on my knee and my femur. So I don't know how I ended up having a bow leg. But when I grew up, this other leg, the left leg, gradually became bow. And then the other leg didn't grow in the normal length as
in the right way it should have. Okay.
It should have. So the leg difference there was about 11 centimeters.
Sure.
So basically, I've lived my life through high school and varsity with that bow leg, and I had such difficult time and emotionally, it's internal issues, and I couldn't accept myself the way that I looked, the way that I was. I didn't really love myself at some point, but I eventually had to accept the way that I am. I thank God for the opportunity that I got when I was involved in a choir at UWC, Creative Arts Choir. So at some point we were in a competition called Varsity Sing. So at the semi-finals, I was performing in front, and a doctor that was on the audience noticed my bow leg, and they offered to help. And that's when the journey of correcting my leg situation started.
That gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, I really cannot believe that today I have both of my legs are straight from how they used to be. Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, I think we've got a beautiful graduation picture up there.
Yes.
It's when you've lived through this journey for so long, and it seemed like you were going to go forward regardless. You've been doing it,
I've been,
regardless.
yes.
To have this moment and to feel this level of gratitude, because that feels like all you're giving back to us is gratitude for being loved, gratitude that you can share love, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude.
True.
How important is that in your own journey, your own mindset, despite what's going on?
I think it is very important to have a grateful heart, to accept yourself, and you never know where help could come. So it's important. It was important for me to accept myself. It was important for me to accept myself the way that I was at the time, even though it was difficult at times. But I was grateful to be here, to be on earth, and I know that, and I knew that God was going to do something for me one way or another. I did have that faith, and I did have that hope.
He did.
Yeah.
And it's because you're continuing in faith and you're trusting in him that he's going to keep opening doors for you.
Yes.
And we are so excited that you're here with us today, Analisa. So we're going to send you off because you're getting ready for back-to-back performances right here.
So you can go and get in the zone, go and take your space, sister. Absolutely incredible. When I say that we've been blown away and struggling to concentrate through these sound checks, you will understand what I mean. I think what I love the most about Analisa, she is taking this gift and her own journey. She is also learning to become a social worker. That's that graduation photo that we saw, so that she can connect this energy to as many people as she can. But what I love most about having artists like this, they give us the emotional language, the words to be able to express ourselves, to make those connections, and possibly to see ourselves and accept ourselves, just like a proud mama in the audience, just a little bit more so that we can reach the same level of gratitude. But here she is with not one, but two performances.
The song that I'm going to perform right now is called You Saw My Pain. Thank you to the band that is going to be also performing with me today.
You saw my shame.
the next song that I'm going to be performing is called Ndincede. Thank you.
Ndiziva ndicinezelekile engqondweni yam, ndiphakathi kobunzulu bobumnyama, iingcinga zam zindongamele, ingqondo yam ifuthaniselekile. Ndincede, ndikhulule kula makhamandela ndikuwo obumnyama. Ndincede, ndikhulule kula makhamandela ndikuwo obumnyama ndikubo. Ndikhulule kula makhamandela ndikuwo obumnyama ndikubo. Ndikhulule kula makhamandela ndikuwo, andisakwazi nokulala ebusuku, iinyembezi zomela ebusweni zonke iintsuku, ingqondo yam ithatha ukuphila kwam, ndaphelelwa kulawula iingcinga zam, ndiphelelwe kulawula ubomi bam. Ndincede, ndikhulule kula makhamandela ndikuwo obumnyama. Ndincede, ndikhulule kula makhamandela ndikuwo obumnyama ndikuwo. Ndikhulule kula makhamandela ndikuwo obumnyama ndikuwo. Ndikhulule kula makhamandela ndikuwo, ndifuna ubomi bam, buyisela ubomi bam, ndifuna ubomi bam, khangisela iindlela zam, ndicela ukuthula engqondweni yam, ndicela uxolo emphefumlweni wam, ndifuna ubomi bam, buyisela ubomi bam, ndifuna ubomi bam, khangisela iindlela zam, ndicela ukuthula emphefumlweni wam, ndicela uxolo engqondweni yam. Ndincede, ndikhulule kula makhamandela ndikuwo obumnyama. Ndincede, ndikhulule kula makhamandela ndikuwo obumnyama ndikuwo. Ndikhulule kula makhamandela ndikuwo obumnyama ndikuwo. Ndikhulule
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we wrap up our discussion on school bullying, and we are exploring some practical strategies for prevention and support with Lorraine Moko, an incredible human being with 17 years experience as a social worker, and an equally incredible Amy Davids, a school teacher and content creator who thankfully is helping us to see the light. So Lorraine, I'm going to put this to you. What has worked? Maybe you can give us a couple of tips or an example of a situation that has worked where you've been able to turn the tide.
What works is the idea of bringing your child into your world as a parent, but at the same time getting into the world of that child.
You must know.
You must know that as they grow up, they are half you. They learn everything from you as a parent.
God help us all.
And the same goes with the teacher. That as a teacher, they are looking up to that particular teacher. That, you know, it's that small, the way they write.
Yeah.
The handwriting of your child is influenced by the teacher. So the same, when it comes to issues of bullying, if you speak openly with them, they are able to speak openly back with you.
Okay.
And tell you exactly what is wrong, exactly what is happening. Because they'll start small by saying, I've got a headache, I've got a tummy sore, my tummy sore, I don't want to go to school. Those small things are the things that which you have to look out for, and to really sit down with them, not with a judgmental eye, but to listen to them with a heart. That I understand that it's painful to go to school. You've got to be at school. You know, the worst you can do is to say, stay home.
Yeah.
So encourage them to go. As they go and come back, encourage them also to asking what happened at school today. You know, pay interest in their day-to-day activities.
And that's something you've got to do. That credit you keep building every single day. And it's so funny, as you say that, I remember the best reaction I've had from my son was not me telling him, but rather me asking him. I had an incident in the traffic that I couldn't let go of, where this guy had effectively bullied us in his car, and all I wanted to do was just run this guy down, get him out of his car and explain to him, now listen, bud, how this actually... And I couldn't let go of it, and I asked for his advice, and we both changed through that process. So I get what you're saying. From a teacher's perspective, as the teacher and parent, now that we know, work together in this space in a non-judgmental way, what advice would you have for teachers and parents in the coalface right now dealing with an issue like this?
I do think that the creation of those safe spaces, especially in a classroom, and yes, I know that sometimes, unfortunately, due to the packed schedule, it doesn't necessarily always afford itself those opportunities, but if teachers can just create those opportunities, or create opportunities where maybe a kid doesn't necessarily want to speak to me, but know that they could come to me and say, ma'am, I've got an issue, don't really want to talk to you about it, who can I possibly go to? So creating those safe spaces are very important, and us as teachers, we can do that, but as well as the parents, creating a space where, as Lorraine said, how was your day? Something as simple as that. And then looking for those warning signs. One of the things that I must say as a teacher that I've noticed is after first break, how many kids have now all of a sudden got a sore tummy? What happened at first break? Why wasn't that sore tummy there in the beginning of the day?
For sure.
So looking at those patterns that start reoccurring, and then dealing with that. Kids need to have those coping mechanisms, or we expect kids, to have those coping mechanisms. Who teaches them that? It's our duty.
And they've got to see us doing that coping. If we're going to just set it aside because it's not our problem, it's teachers, or it's not our problem, it's the parents, all they are modelling is that being swept under the carpet. And I like the fact that we can talk to our children and say, well, would you rather speak to mom about this, or would you rather speak to me? Because that just changes the tone, then they can I don't want to speak to teacher, but I want to speak to my coach maybe, or something like that. I absolutely understand that. We've had some brilliant comments come through as well. So we're going to put those up now so we can have a little gander. And thank you so much for bringing your comments to bear as well. Setu saying, my 6-year-old has been bullied. What makes other kids bullies? Maybe we should start there. I absolutely love that. So often, and I know it's the case at my son's school, where they look at both the bullier and the bully as a victim of something, and whether it's a big or a small thing. But what is that thing, Lorraine, in your experience? Is it a moment? Is it a complete modelling of behaviour? Is it a behavioural trait that's just there? What is that thing that makes a bully a bully?
For that age group, ask yourself, what is the age group of the bully? If the age group is within that age below 7, the model is the parent.
It's the parent.
What you see with the child is what the parent is usually doing. So you would want, as a parent, to go and confront the child, to go and confront the parent. But the best place to start is always where you've placed your child. If it's at an ECD, do inform them of the incident and request an audience with the parent.
Okay.
So that they can be assisted. But if you have to go to that 6-year-old and say, you are bullying my child, you are going to break down that child forever. They will hate school forever.
Oh, completely. And often an insecurity, bullying might be that insecurity, and the whole family might be insecure about something. It's just manifesting in different ways. I get that. Let's have another look here. We've had another beautiful and very well stated comment come through from Farouza saying, does intimidation from teachers count as bullying, especially when schools have fundraisers and kids get promised incentives, so they're pressured to bring in multiple lists before due dates? Kids go home and start throwing tantrums that the teacher more than they believe whatever their teacher says is law. It does not matter how much the parent explains, the child still believes the teacher has the last day. All I'm hearing from that comment is a complete disconnection between the teacher and parent, talking about each other as satellite stations. So I can certainly understand your anger and frustration at your child being put in that space, but that again doesn't speak to an individual villain. It speaks to a system that is defunct and broke it down. Amy, I'm gonna put it to you to save the world with one last comment now, because you've made it your mission to put this message out there and help to coach and guide other people. So what's the mantra, the advice that you go back on? What do you keep telling yourself in this space, and what message would you like to put out there for other parents and teachers to really latch onto?
In a summed up 2 words, be kind. I think that the world will be such a better place if there was just a little bit more kindness from everybody. Now, kindness looks different for each person.
For sure.
Sometimes kindness can be, like the old people used to say, if you've got nothing nice to say, keep quiet.
Yeah, just step
That is
back.
an act of kindness. Kindness can be, my friend is sitting all by herself at break. I'm going to go and sit with him. Kindness can be, I'm seeing my daughter retract a little bit. Maybe I should look into this a little bit. So kindness, if we can just embody it, it will really, really help. Our kids are sitting on social media. Let's be honest, that's where they are. Let's use social media. It's such a powerful platform to create awareness around these topics, to empower our kids with coping mechanisms, to empower adults, to see what are the symptoms.
Life hacks, man.
100%.
Yeah.
So let's use it to our advantage. But at the end of the day, let's just be kind.
Just be kind to
Just be
ourselves, to our teachers, to other parents, and most importantly, let's be kind to our children. There is an expectation that they've got a full bag of tools to be able to deal with this complex world that we live in. That is not the case. They're as young as 5, 6 years old. The onus is on us to be the bigger person. It is a serious problem. We can tackle it together. I love that. Just for the rest of today, just be kind.
Well, we are taking the quickest of breaks. When we get back, it's all about the celebs. We're going to take a look at your entertainment news.
Yeah, not just entertainment news, but also talking about celebs that are making their way to the Tropic Island of Treasure. Yes, it's another celeb coming through. Lots of clues. Can you figure it out, though? That is the question, and maybe you'll have the answer after this. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we enter into the final hour of the show. It's been stellar so far. It's only getting better. Stick around. Of course, before we jump into all the entertainment, and we'll get into some entertainment news in a moment, we've got to get into the real news and, of course, some of those sporting headlines.
Thank you, G-Man. Let's start off with your national headlines. A 31-year-old South African male is to appear in the Amsterdam Magistrates Court in the Witbank district today on a charge of being in possession of a suspected stolen vehicle. The suspect was arrested by the Joint Task Team members of Nurston and Mahamba Border Policing at the Nurston port of entry between South Africa and Swaziland yesterday. Further investigations showed that the vehicle was reported stolen in Komani, formerly known as Queenstown in the Eastern Cape, in December 2010. And Dr. Precious Malloy Motsepe, CEO and co-founder of the Motsepe Foundation, yesterday announced that the Motsepe Foundation is donating 30 million rand to University Student Representative Councils, that's the SRCs, which will be allocated towards alleviating student concerns surrounding registration, fees and historical debt. The 30 million rand donated by the Motsepe Foundation hopes to encourage support from private and non-profit stakeholders who stand to benefit from an educated and skilled youth population. The identification of the student needs to be supported will be conducted in partnership with the SRCs at each of the 26 South African universities. And the death toll from Zambia's cholera outbreak has risen to almost 700. It's the largest ever recorded in the country. It began in the capital, Lusaka, in October and has since spread to all of Zambia's provinces, infecting more than 19,000 people. Without proper care, a person can succumb within a few hours to cholera. The disease is caused by contaminated water, thus access to clean drinking water is vital to preventing it from spreading. And American and British forces have again attacked Houthi targets in Yemen. Both countries say in a joint statement that 18 targets were attacked in 8 places in Sana'a. These include an underground weapons storage area, air defense and radar systems, as well as a helicopter. Earlier this week, Houthi militants accepted responsibility for the attack on a British cargo ship, a drone attack on an American warship, and missiles fired at the Israeli port city of Eilat. And a mother of 2 has completed a solo row across the Atlantic Ocean, almost 5,000 kilometers, and she's already planning another. Leanne Maiden, 42 years old, who lives in Scotland, is the first SA woman to achieve this feat. During the epic quest, she navigated 6-meter waves, swinging temperatures, a capsized boat, as well as sleep deprivation and salt sores. And most important, she conquered the psychological challenges of being on her own for more than 2 months. Leanne says she plans to walk Scotland's 155-kilometer West Highland with her 8-year-old son this summer. But for the time being, she says she is going to enjoy the wee bit of rest and being a mom. Well, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's take a final look at your sport.
Thank you so much. So if you've been wondering why Ryle is beaming from ear to ear, it's because Liverpool clinched a dramatic League Cup victory with a late header from Virgil van Dijk yesterday, securing a 1-0 win against Chelsea at Wembley. So despite some controversy over a disallowed goal, Van Dijk's decisive strike securing Liverpool's 10th League Cup triumph. And the win, of course, setting a promising tone as Klopp prepares to bid farewell at the end of the season, with Liverpool chasing multiple titles across various competitions, but they're off to a great start. Now let's bring it back home for a fairy tale story, and we love these kinds of narratives. Kaizer Chiefs sadly suffered a shocking upset in the Nedbank Cup last 32, losing to a 10-man Milford FC in a penalty shootout that was after a goalless draw. So despite their lower league status, in fact, not many know who they are. In fact, Milford frustrated the Premiership side with some solid defence and then heroic saves from goalkeeper Sipamandla Hleza. And that defeat now extends Chiefs' trophy drought, ending their hopes of silverware for this season. But great to see that fairy tale ending. Now we turn to, well, another not the best outing, sadly, for the Blitzboks this weekend, but a great performance from Selvin Davids as he led the Springbok Sevens team to a convincing 24-7 victory over Australia, ultimately securing the 9th place at the Vancouver Sevens, which is way below par. So Davids, he played a pivotal role in all 4 tries, showcasing some remarkable defence and then setting up crucial scoring opportunities on the back of that. So the team now needs to refocus as they prepare for the upcoming Los Angeles Sevens tournament, a happy hunting ground for us, but we can expect another very challenging pool stage, so we're going to have to hit the ground running. Now on to the 15-man game. So close yet so far away for Italy as they came close to securing their first away win against France in nearly 3 decades, but ultimately had to settle for a 13-all draw in their Six Nations tie. So Paolo Garbisi's last-minute penalty hitting the post, causing tears and denying Italy victory. So despite France playing with just 14 men in that second half, they did manage to hold on for a draw with Charles Olivon's try and 3 penalties by Thomas Ramos contributing to their score, but not a huge amount in it in the Six Nations this year. It's going to be an interesting one, but that's where we leave our sport for this morning. Let's touch on the roads.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, one last time, let's see how we can serve you when it comes to traffic. And moving over to Boksburg, Johannesburg. First up, there's been a multi-vehicle accident on the R21, and that's northbound before Griffiths, and the left shoulder is affected. So remember to exercise caution while driving and maintain a safe following a distance. We now head over to Cape Town and Somerset West, to be specific. There is congestion on the N2, and as you can see from the visuals, it's happening before Victoria, so you can expect delays and do allow for more added travel time if you're passing through this area. For now, though, we head from the road to the sky and see what's happening in the latest when it comes to weather. Reporting on weather news one last time this morning, and the SA Weather Service has issued several warnings for today. We have a yellow level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms resulting in strong winds, excessive lighting and heavy downpours, leading to localized damage to infrastructure, localized flooding of susceptible areas, roads and low-lying bridges over the western parts of Mpumalanga, the western Bushveld and the southwestern parts of Limpopo, as well as Gauteng. Now, moreover, there is also a yellow level 2 warning for damaging winds resulting in difficulty in navigation, as well as localized disruption of small harbors and ports. Now, this is expected between Cape Columbine and Cape Agulhas this afternoon into tomorrow. Now, we also have extreme high fire danger conditions expected over the David Kruiper municipality of Northern Cape, the Machabeng municipality of the Free State, as well as the Musina municipality in Limpopo. Well, for my weather news, it's that time of the day once again. Finally, our last sunrise view of the hour, sent in by Family Louise Cherry from the Vaal Dam. Wow! Dam's looking like an ocean right now, and what a spectacular shot, getting that sun just radiating off the water and adding some clouds to go to it. I think this is definitely top shot of the day and a favorite indeed. You've officially won Monday. But we keep it going and keep all the good stuff flowing, and especially those incredible pictures. We'll do it all again tomorrow morning on 063 408 8863. For now, though, one last chance to see what you can expect for your temperatures on your side of town. Picture yourself being on the Vaal Dam with a moment like that. Come on, that's bliss.
I'm envious of that sunrise view. That's how every sunrise should be observed.
Yeah. I'm going to make it my mission to start all my days with something close to that. I don't think it'll be that good, but it'll be close. And I think one way of doing it is obviously sticking to your Feel Good Breakfast show, and another way is possibly making your Monday the biggest payday ever.
Now, if you feel lucky, well, all you need to do is pick your lucky numbers and play Daily Lotto for an estimated 480,000 rands jackpot to find out if you could win it.
Yeah, but if you want to play and obviously win, then you need to do both. You need to play in order to win. And you can buy your tickets today and in-store on the nationallottery.co.za website. There's also the mobile app where we have cell phone banking, or you can simply dial *120 *7529# and then follow the USSDs that prompt you after that. I mean, it's really that simple.
It really is. And if all those numbers we've just shouted at you maybe confused you, don't worry. We have all of those details on our social media channels, so you won't miss out on a thing. And who knows, this could be your big payday, but only if you ponder, pusher, play.
And speaking of play, we've got lots to look forward to and lots to play with, especially when you think about all the games happening right now. I've got a game that we're loving to dive into, and especially all the things happening on the Tropic Island of Treasure. And we're talking about games with celebrities, and that means we've got new celebrities to reveal. But can you guess who it is? That's the question.
And more celeb news. We're going to take a look at your entertainment news, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a bit.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Rev those engines, baby. Time to dive back into our entertainment news. Generally, after a weekend, people have been up to a lot. Time to plug in and find out what's been going down.
Oh, well, listen, if you missed this on social media, the best in the game, hip-hop DJ Speedster and his makeup artist and influencer girlfriend, Lungile Tabete, they are reported to be expecting their first baby. Now, Now, the two have kept their relationship on the low for quite some time now, and a close friend of theirs had allegedly reported that the couple revealed that they were expecting a baby to close friends and family only, and now we're telling the whole world.
Whoa, hang on, I thought it was a secret.
Yeah, I know. Not a friend after this.
Don't come at me. I'm just reading what I'm told.
So have they even officially made this announcement? No, not yet, right?
Not on the gram.
Oh, interesting. You've got the first scoop. All right,
Exactly.
well, Mzansi, don't keep it low. Keep
You didn't
it
hear
down.
it from us. You heard it from the close friend that reportedly spilled the beans.
Yes.
But congratulations anyway. It's awesome.
You know how you can find out which friend spilled the beans? Tell each friend a different name.
A different version.
That you're going to name your baby, and whichever one leaks in the media, you know that's the friend, that's the snake.
And then we'll report on that story next Monday morning with relish.
I love it.
I'm sorry if we let the cat out the bag.
Follow Zoe for more Best Friends 101 guide testing. But for now, though, we carry on with the guide, and especially when it comes to entertainment news, because Def Jam's latest signee, an award-winning Southie rapper, we're talking about Blackie. The man has been confirmed as one of the acts set to join American artist Bass on his upcoming American tour this March, in conjunction with Bass's latest album. This is huge. Now, Blackie shared his excitement to fans on social media that he's happy to take his music to international stages this year, with this being the first of many. And let me tell you, I've seen this man perform live. He has such incredible energy. Yeah. Everybody goes crazy.
You could see the whole stadium going crazy, bro.
So cool,
I
man.
absolutely love it. And I love the fact, because the hip-hop world is small, but it's massive at the moment. So if you can plug into that kind of gateway, massive, it means that door has been opened for other artists, which we love, man. Congratulations, brother. Enjoy it. This story, it's heartbreaking, but I think we need to delve a little deeper here, because we love to paint our celebs, certainly in Tinseltown, with one brush.
Yeah.
American singer Machine Gun Kelly recently revealed a blackout tattoo on his body for spiritual purposes, and reflected on a very difficult time in his life with fiancée Megan Fox, who, you know, we know so much about their union, and they've been front and center, but we might not have known that they both experienced, obviously, a miscarriage, and something that I think just resets you, your life, everything after that. And he went into depth with all of his experiences in his song titled Don't Let Me Go, and goes on to say that this would have been the first child for them as a couple. Absolutely heartbreaking. But again, you've got to commend him for being open and sharing this in his space, because it's going to help so many people.
And it's such a hard thing to do, but at the same time, I really do commend it as well. Gee, when you hear about the amount of times this actually does happen, I think it's really comforting for, I think, the outsiders to be able to resonate with this. I think a lot of people have gone through these struggles, are dealing with this at the moment. So it's great to know that even celebs are dealing with human issues, like many of us are as well. So in a weird way, that honesty is something I think a lot of people will be able to relate to. And hopefully they can support each other in the process. So I'm hoping that this is one obstacle of not many.
Well, we move on to our next story. Wendy Williams, American talk show legend, was recently diagnosed with primary progressive alopecia and front temporal dementia.
Wow.
And her care team has revealed this, her diagnosis. And the team says they are sharing the news to correct inaccurate and hurtful rumors about her health. Now, they also revealed that she maintains her trademark sense of humor and is receiving the care she requires to make sure that she is protected and that she has everything, that all her needs are addressed at the moment, and that she is being taken care of.
I mean, it brings to like, you know, we've seen Bruce Willis go through and his family go through a very similar transition and journey, where you're one of the most famous faces in the world, and there is this expectation that you just got to let us know what's going on. So the flip side of that, that coin is the fact that sometimes you need to take a step back, and people need to be able to go through this. But what a difficult journey to go through in front of everybody else. That, to me, is just terrifying. Sure. But that's what the stars have been getting up to, some light and shade and some human spirit thrown in there as well. And you can let us know which stars you want us to follow, to update you on, which friends you want us to out as being that person in your group. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know on our social media pages.
Please do. Now, something we've been teasing you about is Tropic Tropic Island of Treasure, because it is back. Now, last week was a big week. We revealed that our very own Zanele Potelwa is going to be the hostess with the mostest, and we are so excited for her. And we also have revealed the first 3 celebrities that will be joining her. So let's quickly recap who is going to Zanzibar. We know that there's Afrikaans singer Bobby van Jaarsveld, TikTok dancing sensation Chad Jones, and the very talented actress Umuhle Gela. Those are the 3 celebs that we have revealed, but we have been teasing that there's more to come.
Yeah, it's been stacked. Obviously, Friday, we gave you another clue as to who the next celebrity would be. And everybody's been coming through thick and fast on social media with some guesses on who might be joining all these celebs on the Island of Treasure. So let's take a look at some of your guesses from social media and see what Mzansi has been stirring up.
Oh, good guess.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Skim Psalms actor Hongani and Glovu seems to fit the physique and the shape. I get that. Telenovela actor Zamani Mbata, another good choice. Oh, and then soapy star Matthews Ransoma.
Ooh,
I'd be chuffed with all 3 of them. They all bring a little bit of spice, a bit of humour. I dig it. But who is it?
Is it indeed? Well, it's definitely time to reveal. So let's take a look at who is the next celebrity heading to Zanzibar.
A fortune of gold to be won. Tropic Island of Treasure.
I love it. Oh, Hungarian and Glovu. Well done, son. He's a dancer turned actor, and he's funny. He's just got that vibe. You could see by the little, like, what am I supposed to do here vibe. He is so cool.
I'm just thinking between him and Chad on the island now. Well, we got a dance-off going down here.
But it means they're physically gifted. He can move well. He's got good rhythm. All of these things are going to work very much in his favour during the physical and the mental challenges. In phenomenal shape. He's got the right kind of chilled vibe about him, so hopefully the pressure won't get the better of him. I think he is in with a shout, man. I think he's very strong field, but I like this kid. I love it.
Cool. Well, listen, you still have plenty of time to guess and win with 3 more celebrities yet to be revealed. There will be a total of 7. We've now given you 4. Let's give you another clue to find out who celeb number 5 will be.
You notice everybody's looking at the screen like trying to...
Yeah, I know. You can't move the graphics, okay? We've tried. It is tough, well, judging by the oohs and ahs echoing through our studio right then, okay, she's going to be a fan favourite, I have a feeling. Obviously in great shape, ready to embrace the physical challenges of the island. Oh, is she ready, though, for the spice? Because it is Zanzibar, the Spice Island. Who is the 5th celebrity heading off to Tropica Island of Treasure? We want to hear from you. You can head over to @mytropica right now. You can comment using the hashtag Tropica, and in so doing, you could win yourself a cool R1,000 in cash. Now that is smooth, but the T's and C's do apply.
Oh, well, listen, who do you think that celeb is? Let us know. We will reveal the answer for you tomorrow. But we're going to take a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we get back, we have another potato recipe that we need to unpack.
Another one indeed. And then on top of this, if you are struggling with your finances, then we've got a way to help you, to assist you and get your financial advisory boxes ticked, because we've got a specialist coming through. So definitely sorting you out for your Monday.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Invest, invest, invest. We hear it all the time, certainly on this platform, all the time, every day. And we want to do it, but we just don't know how to go about it. I think often the overwhelming feelings of fear, uncertainty, all justifiable, they will halt us in our tracks and then stop us from trying something that could be life-changing. But by reaching out to a trusted financial partner, forming that connection, you can feel more confident on your journey towards financial prosperity and freedom. Doesn't that sound good? Joining us this morning to help us take those first few steps, or maybe cement the steps that you've taken already, is a seasoned wealth manager at Alex Forbes. Please welcome Etienne Bezuidenhout. Etienne, thank you so much. What is the best way from your experience to approach investing? Maybe from a simplistic way of that first step, or maybe the mindset when it comes to investing.
The major stumbling block that I've found people need to deal with is fear and uncertainty.
Yeah.
First of all, they don't know where to start. Second of all, they're scared. There's a lot of scamsters out there. They want to find a trusted partner, and I think that should be step one. Find somebody you can trust, someone you can open up to, you can communicate with. Yeah. Talk about your individual circumstances, because that's what investing is actually about. It's not about the technicalities. It's about making those fit with you and your personal needs.
And what you're good at and what you're not. What advantage have you found in your experience once that relationship does come to bear? Why is it so important to have someone to walk the long journey with you?
Well, the bottom line is to commit to something is not easy. Human nature, we're looking for instant gratification all the time. So if you have someone that can hold your hand throughout a journey, creates a plan with you that is sustainable and executable, and then takes you on that journey, spends the time with you, connects with you, keeps going through the hard times, because there will be hard times in investing terms. There will be good times as well. But that person and yourself, that partnership needs to go through time. The trust needs to be earned and continuously tested and proven. That person can make a massive difference in your life. And you have that plan and you have committed goals. You know exactly what you're working towards.
Having someone in our corner that understands, that can guide us. Why is that such a game changer? And what are some of those crunch or pressure points, if you will?
Well, Graham, it's actually very simple. When times become tough, like investment markets are not performing, cash flow in your personal life or your business, which impacts on your personal life. COVID taught everybody a very nice lesson, how to manage on restricted cash flow.
For sure.
A lot of people suffered a lot. But the bottom line is, making decisions, long-term decisions, during the times of that turmoil and emotional stress is where the most value is added by a trusted financial advisor. This is what we at Alex Forbes believe in firmly. It's going the distance, committing to the plan, helping then. If you come to me and you say, listen, I'm in trouble, I need to cash out all of the following in order to pay this, we'll sit down and have a look and see whether that is actually to your benefit.
We'll have a big, long, hard talk, yeah.
Because there could be a short-term benefit for you, but long-term, it could destroy a lot of wealth. There might be other avenues. So definitely, having someone to assist you during those crunch periods.
What advice do you have for those wanting to engage with you to start that journey? What questions should we be asking ourselves, and how do we connect with you?
Well, let's start with how do you connect. Alex Forbes is available, social media, online platforms, websites. Welcome to get in touch with us at through any one of those. It's an open call. You'll be put in touch with a friendly advisor that can assist you. And to come back to your other question is, how do you actually change your own mind? Remember, I mentioned instant gratification a bit earlier. Investing is not a short-term process. It is long-term. So the sooner you start, the better it is. But changing your mind, this is where the trusted partner comes in. The trusted financial advisor. It says to you, no, let's have the discipline not to make changes to your portfolio, not to make withdrawals.
Consistency.
Keep it consistent, keep it going. We've got the plan. If it's still within the ambit of the plan, we don't jump around. We don't chase performance of this or that. We just continue on the solid path that's put out for us, and we will be successful at the end of the day.
Just from the look in your eyes, I can see how much this matters to you, which is an amazing, amazing notion. So thank you so much. I'm so glad that we are building a relationship already, and we're going to keep this going and try to help as many people as we possibly can. But thank you for representing what you do in this financial space. It's quite a powerful thing.
No, you're very welcome, Graham, and thanks for your time.
Taking responsibility for one's life path, for our financial situation, can be daunting, which speaks even more to the notion of having someone in your corner. Time with an Alex Forbes advisor is time well spent. They have that proven in their track record. So take just that first step. Reach out for a free consultation today. Visit alexforbes.com and help to kickstart your investment journey. It's a lot more accessible than you think. And we are giving you guys the chance to just edge a little bit further towards that by winning 5,000 Rand. And all you have to do is tell us what your biggest investment goal is. And if you think it's silly, we don't care. Put it out there. Manifest. Share your answers with us on the Expresso Facebook or X pages and use the hashtag AlexForbes. And you can find all the T's and C's on expressoshow.com. However you approach this, just take that first step and reach out.
Oh, Raul, I'm loving that jersey you're wearing today.
Thank you. Feeling really preppy, and I think it's almost as good as this look that Mzansi sorted out for the day. Loving
you.
it?
Well, listen, it's all about looking for what you want. And if today you feel like the day is going to be your big payday, well, maybe you should dress for it. You can also pick your lucky numbers and play Daily Lotto for an estimated 480,000 Rand. That is the jackpot.
That will make a cool start to the week. But if you want to win, then obviously you have to play. So here's how you can do it. You can buy your tickets today in store. You can head over to the nationallottery.co.za website. There's the mobile app. Also, you can use cell phone banking, or simply you can dial *120 *7529# and then follow the USSDs.
Oh, we also have all of those details on our social media challenges so that you won't miss out on anything. And this could just be your big payday, but only if you ponder, pusher, play.
Yeah, and we're going to keep the inspiration going right now because we've got such a feel-good moment to dive into. We're talking about Ituba, and they are giving away homes to families in need in the Northwest, and it's something I absolutely cannot wait to see go down because this is what real magic is all about.
Oh, well, we told you today it's all about the potato, and we've given you 2 delicious recipes. We're going to add a 3rd one to keep you inspired, so don't go anywhere.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, if we haven't made you feel better yet, what's wrong with you, man? Come on. It's been the most inspirational. I know, tinged with some dark, but so much light. And we've now got a story that's going to take it all the way there. A super feel-good story to brighten up your day.
Absolutely. Now, Ituba National Lottery has been traveling the country with the intention of changing the lives of some very deserving families by gifting them with their very own home. Can you believe
man,
this?
I love it. And I'm sure Kutle would have jumped at the opportunity to be a part of just that moment. She was so lucky to be at one of the handovers and to join in on the celebrations, to find out what it actually meant, the emotions, to say it lightly, we're running high. Plug into this.
Ituba are at it again, and in continuation of their celebration to commend 9 years of operating nothing but excellence, they continue to give away homes to deserving families. We have found ourselves in the Northwest where deserving families are on the brink of transformation that will resonate with generations to come. Gamu, it's so good seeing you again, here to celebrate yet again another home handover to a deserving family. Gamu, what inspired Ituba to kickstart this housing initiative?
This began in 2019 as Ubuntu is a core value that Ituba essentially practices in everything that we do. We are an organization that is very society-based, and this materialized when we handed over homes to our internal staff. So starting with our office cleaners as well as our housekeeping staff, and we then decided to extend this to the rest of the South African community. And moving on to 2020, 2021, 2022, and up until 2024, we have been handing over homes to various families and changing homes one family at a time. And what makes this specific year special is that we partnered with Disabled People South Africa and identified individuals who truly needed. Individuals such as Mama Anna, who is partially blind, was able to receive this beautiful home and her dignity has been restored.
Dumela Mama, enkosi kakhulu ngosamkela in your beautiful home. How are you feeling?
Ke happy for yone sisi. Ke ne ke sa dumela gore a ke tla nna le yone wa bona. Yana ka gore ke na le ene modimo nthusitse o le thusitse le ne ke a leboga. Ke happy baya happy.
What are you most looking forward to about your new home?
Ke di rata tsotlhe ke gore ke di leboga tsotlhe ke a di leboga tsotlhe ke di ba hapela ga modimo modimo o nthusitse o le nthusitse gore le tlo mpa gore jale ke motho ka yena ke lebogala sengwe le sengwe se le mpileng sone.
The housing plan was designed in such a way that mobility is easy for her to navigate from the kitchen into the bathroom and into the bedrooms. It's been done in such a way that it's uniquely friendly and tailor-made for her. We've done the same with all the other houses to just ensure that they feel comfortable inside of their homes. It gives them that sense of independence, that they're able to walk around freely, comfortably around their homes. And with the Disabled People South Africa assisting us with comfortably training them and teaching them how to walk around the homes, then it really makes it much easier for them to ease into their new spaces and to call this place their sanctuary.
Enkosi kakhulu for welcoming us kwindlu yakho enhle kakhulu. Ndicela usixelele ukubana what does this new home mean for wena nosapho lwakho?
Ndiziva ndivuye kakhulu ntombi ndala. Utlwa ke itumetse ke le mothabong le nyakalo. Ha ke na pelaelo. Ke khotso ya ga ntate di. Se modimo a mphile sone le nyena se le iketseditseng sone ke a leboga. Ke le leboga gape di gararo. Ke khotsofetse go feta tekano. Ke bone bile ke tholla mebogo. Le jana ha ke bua ke seteletsa mebogo. Ke go utlwa botlhoko dijara tse dintsi di dutse mo mokhukhung. Dijara e se di kgwedi. Ngwana ka ke itumetse tota.
Looking at 2024, what are some of the other projects that we can expect from Ituba?
So we're led by a female CEO, Mrs. Charmaine Mabuza, and beyond the boardroom, she really is a philanthropist at heart. We just finished off handing over an extension of our bursaries to really navigate them through the journey of university. So we have quite a couple of excited university students who are beginning their journey, and beyond that, we have the SME development program, as well as our small development program that we will be boosting, and supply development program that focuses on females. It is only essential that we do that because we are led by a female, and her core thing is to equip other females, to empower other females. We'll be doing that moving into 2024.
Ke rata go leboga Ituba ha ile ya nthusa go tloga mo dingwageng tse dintsi di heta ke sena tsone e le dipula e le dipheo ke tlogana ke dula jana le ditlogolana metsi a tsamaya ke a e leboga. Difunu ba bonga ditu modimo a ba bolokele bophelo ke bo sa fele ka nthe ba nketseditseng yone ke le mosadi wa motholagadi.
Inhliziyo yam igcwele khulu uvuyo. Truly, it is heartwarming to witness these deserving families receive the keys to their brand new homes. Siyabulela kakhulu to Ithuba. You are creating a South Africa where every person has a place to call home. Thank you.
Come on, look at those faces. That just says it all, G-Man. Wow, wow, wow.
Oh, I love that, Kutle. Thank you so much for taking us inside that incredible journey. I think there is something so powerful. You would have experienced that to a degree of having your own piece of land, your own four walls, something that is yours. There is something hugely powerful in what that means, not just for that family, but for those around them as well. So well done, team.
Yeah, and I think it's something that everybody deserves, their own sanctuary, their own peace of mind, and especially when it comes to making food, you'd also want your own kitchen to do that too. So why don't we do that right now?
Thank you, James. You know what? We are testing out some potato hacks that we've seen doing the rounds on social media. And this next one has to be a hit. So let's see what it's all about. Oh, we actually don't have that video for you, so we're just going to show you how it is. Analisa, our guest artist, is in the kitchen with me. So what we're about to make is a rosemary and lemon with Parmesan-infused potato, but it's going to be a roast potato, so we want that crispiness. So I'm going to get you to help me. Perhaps you can start off with crushing our garlic.
Okay, let me see if I can do it.
We're going to make a little oil dressing, so I'm just going to use about half of our olive oil. How's the grating coming along?
It's coming
on.
on.
Oh, see, you're fine with the grater. That's perfect. I'm going to get in a little bit of honey for us, just a little dollop, because we're going to brush our beautiful potatoes with that. We are getting in some herbs. We're going for rosemary, and the best way to get it in is to actually get the little herbs in there. Oh, do you like the smell of garlic?
Oh, it smells very nice.
What would you say is your go-to dish when you cook?
Meat, anything meaty.
Anything meaty? So these potatoes will be perfect. Oh, do you do a lot of cooking yourself?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I'm practicing. I'm practicing more now. I'm not a great cook, but I am trying.
Oh. Do you have any rituals that you perform in terms of, you know, I have to eat this meal or I have to drink this before a performance?
It's basically just warm water and lemon, honey. Yeah, that's basically the thing to use.
Okay, okay. I think we're good on the garlic. I'm going to grab this grater from you, and we're just going to get a little bit of... See, I'm not great with graters, thank you. We're just going to get a little bit of lemon zest in there. And then we're going to get the guys to come and join us because they are fantastic. Yes, please.
Let me help you.
It looks like some people need a shish dance here.
I've told our chef team I'm not great with graters, so...
But how's it going over here? Because, listen, I'm loving the fact that we're on our third recipe already. G-Man, what did you make earlier? I know I did the potato and broccoli mix or mash, which was absolutely delicious. What did you do on your
really
side?
nutritious. We made, well, we haven't figured out whether they were muffins, whether they were pizzas, or they were just potato. Because there was potato involved. No, we made little kind of individual muffin cups. We smashed our potatoes, and then we made little mini pizzas with pizza topping and cheese and bacon. Exquisite. Really, really nice. And the hack there for us, what Zozo quite rightly said, was to really crisp up the potatoes.
Yes.
I think that is key with potato, hey? It's got to be crunchier, crispier, the better.
What's happening right now?
What we've got is we have our herb dressing that we're just going to swivel around and we're going to plonk this onto our sheet, our baking sheet, and we're going to get this into the oven. We're just going to finish off with a final little drizzle of oil. Not that it's needed. In fact, I feel like everywhere is coated. And then, Graham, I'm going to task you to please put this in the oven and bring the ready-made ones out for us.
I will do that.
I'll hand you...
Oh, and they are looking good, gang.
Let me chat to our beautiful guest of the day, of course. You've had a chance to share your magic with us. But more so when it comes to the kitchen and when you at home, are you the kind of person that is the one that's tasked with doing all the cooking and baking, or do you have someone taking care of you for that?
We actually take turns.
Oh, okay. Really? Well done.
We take turns at home, yeah.
Balance.
Yeah, we balance.
And is that written down on a roster, or does that just happen naturally?
No, it just happens naturally. Whatever that is there available at home, then we cook.
Being efficient and not being wasteful, which I absolutely love. Any favorites that stand out, and especially when it comes to, let's say, like a victory meal? I know you're doing incredible performances. You sharing your gifts, and a moment like this on TV, this is something I would consider to be a big accolade. What would be your go-to celebratory meal after a successful day like this?
Umbengo.
Umbengo? What's that?
Umbengo, please, it's primate.
Oh, okay. Speaking everybody's language.
Primate is how we celebrate.
I love that.
Yes.
Is there something, are you superstitious or in any way? Can you, I'm terrible. If I'm doing a big show or something like that, I can't eat. I'm like the worst person. Can you eat before a show? Is there something you must eat or drink before a show just to
like a food ritual,
get yourself dialed in?
Not necessarily, just water, just warm water.
Oh, keep it simple, all right?
Yes.
Really? Let all the magic come from the voices then. Well, listen, this recipe is coming along.
Explain yourself, sorry.
Yes,
Okay,
oh my word.
Finished off by putting a bit of Parmesan and a teeny tiny bit of honey. And we're going to add the remainder of that.
Looks nice.
Give it a good little
Can I just
swizzle.
do something quickly? Just listen to the sound of this.
They are crispy.
Oh,
that is crisp, okay.
They are crispy.
These would go so well with that braai you spoke of.
So well. Will go so well. So I'm actually going to be dishing up some potatoes here. Raul, I feel like you and Analisa should have the honours of trying it.
You don't have to ask twice. Analisa, you ready for this?
Yeah,
I think it would be just cruel and unusual punishment if we didn't let you taste. I'm gonna try one as well because they just look too crispy and
Into the
delicious.
crisp of it all.
Don't burn yourself. They are hot, hot, hot.
Yeah. It's also worth noting, going through all the potato hacks, they retain heat like few other vegetables do. Okay?
They're actually very hot.
Bearing in mind, she's got to use that instrument in just a moment. So, I love the fact that the humble potato, the sweet potato, has sung today. Literally, has been amazing as our hero ingredient.
I've dealt with the heat.
Okay.
You don't rush it on that side, but let me just talk about the crunch on the outside, the softness on the inside. I think that cheese is just perfectly bringing it all together. And let me just say, the honey is so subtle, but so perfect. You dealt with the heat?
stood out for me also.
Now people are thinking, okay, what meat can I have as a side? Because this is magic. Wow.
Something soft and tender will go so well with these crispy potatoes. If you want to get your hands on it, it is available on our website, expressoshow.com.
Ooh, I've got an idea actually.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back.
Still enjoying.
Oh, no, but guys, the crunch is so
Well,
good.
you're going to have a bright idea before we left you, and I think this is the bright idea. You're just going to carry on eating for the rest of today. Rightly so. I think out of all of the amazing potato hacks today, these guys are the winner for me, hands down. The crispiness just off the charts. Absolutely beautiful. Honey, rosemary, crispy. The crispier than crispy potatoes.
Are we going to even call it a potato after this? I don't know. I think this is just good times. That's what I'm going to call this one right here. Now, about that idea I had earlier that we spoke about, I think this would pair perfectly, absolutely perfectly with Analisa Biso. I think that's my idea. That was my idea.
We've proven it already. No, she is a soulful singer on another level. She's got, obviously, an incredible gift, but she is choosing to use that gift to spread love. And we are all about that kind of energy on the show. So we're going to let her sound us off today with another magical performance. And this one is going to hit you hard right there. So brace for yourselves. But Analisa, one last time, thank you for blessing us with your talent. The floor is yours.
The next song that I'm going to be performing right now is called Uthando Lwakho, my first single, and it is out and available on all music platforms. I have Lina Mandla here, and I have Shalom, I have Unati on the sax, and I have Ronnie on the keys. Let's take it away, guys.
Uthando lwakho hlala luhleli ngalo lonke ixesha uyakhathala uyakhusela unobubele uthando lwakho luyaxolela unithemba unika mandla. I don't wanna live my life without you. Ukholisa inhliziyo yami when ukholisa inhliziyo yami. No, I don't wanna live my life without you. Ndithanda ukuba nawe na, ndifuna ukuba nawe na. Hlala uhleli ngalo lonke ixesha uveza ukukhanya ufuna ndonwabe hlala uhleli ngalo lonke ixesha uveza ukukhanya funa ndiphume ebunzini. I don't wanna live my life without you. Ukholisa inhliziyo yami when ukholisa inhliziyo yami. No, I don't wanna live my life without you. Ndithanda ukuba nawe na, ndifuna ukuba nawe na. Ndithanda ukuba nawe. Andifuna ukuphila ngaphandle kwakho. Andifuna ukuphila ngaphandle ngaphandle kwakho, ngaphandle kwakho.
Thank you. So the last song that I'm going to be performing right now is a tribute to Zahara, a favorite artist of mine who has influenced my music. The song is called Loliwe. Let's go.
To nausea and cramps and say hello to delicious freedom with Nolax range of lactose-free milk and yogurt. Be free with lactose-free.
Another feel-good production.
nangwesiza sulezo nyembezi mntakwethu sulezo nyembezi mntakwethu sulezo nyembezi mntakwethu nangwesiza uloliwe loliwe wayitutula uloliwe wayitutula uloliwe wayitutula nangwesiza loliwe loliwe wayitutula uloliwe wayitutula uloliwe wayitutula nangwesiza sulezo nyembezi mntakwethu sulezo nyembezi mntakwethu sulezo nyembezi mntakwethu nangwesiza. Thank you.